Now we know where we are.
Boy, oh boy, there's always one.
Oh, what are we doing now?
I guess we talk.
Spoilers for The King of Comedy, Raging Bull, and Taxi Driver. Whoa.
Cue the intro.
What do we do?
We should do like a 3-hour thing on the Oscars. We'll do a 3-hour intro
I don't
about the
watch
Oscars.
that.
Just like our candid intro is our thoughts on the Oscars.
Yeah. Just a whole ass 3 hours.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
It'd be amazing, bro.
Welcome, audience.
To the very first Martin Scorsese month, Marty March, Vol.1.
A yearly tradition from henceforth.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
It's
look
gonna be
up, look
crazy.
forward to that. Go, Alex.
Okay,
Introduce the audience.
I'm going. So yes, welcome, audience, to Marty March, our first installment of a yearly tradition. Our first 3 picks for this episode, for this series. For this series was King of Comedy, Raging Bull, and Taxi Driver, all starring Robby Bobby De Niro.
Robby Bobby.
Yeah,
Robby Bobby.
Robby Bobby. He's plays the lead in all films and plays very different character. Actually, no, they're all kind of losers, but
They're all.
it is kind of crazy though. The range that he has, because I didn't at all go like, oh, this is Robert De Niro. Like with each movie,
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
didn't.
I just completely believe this as like a separate character. He's got,
Yeah,
he
well, he's
really
a good
does have
actor.
great range,
He's a good actor.
especially like watching these essentially back to back. It's like I couldn't tell it
Yeah.
was the same actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Tess said, surprise, surprise. Robert De Niro's a good actor.
Yeah.
In case some of you at home haven't heard.
I know.
It's also funny that but it is funny because like he plays a loser in New York 3 times. Like they're all from New York,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just
but
Marty.
they're all like completely different people.
Yeah. Marty just loves New York, so
And it's like, it's also cool because like this could have all been happening. Like it's all happening in the same New York. Like these 3 losers having such a drastic life.
and like and especially one's obviously a biopic, but the other ones are very much like these could be very real. Like these could be very true tales. Like
Yeah.
all of these are very cautionary tales.
Of what happens when you're a loser.
Yeah, exactly. So if you don't want
Diary
to
of
be
a
like anything,
loser.
don't act like a loser.
If
main
you're pretty
takeaway.
cool, you'll not end up like these,
You're all
3
good.
guys.
Yeah. But I guess to get more specific, we should probably talk about one specific movie. So I guess
Well,
let's
who picked King of Comedy? I can't remember.
That was Alex.
I think I did.
Alex.
Yeah, I did. Because
Introduce it to us.
Yeah, so King of Comedy, it was the one of the 3 that I actually hadn't seen, and I obviously had been on my radar for a while. I think Jacob has said previously that it was like the first movie he put.
The
on his
very
watch
first
list.
movie I watched listed on Letterboxd, and I finally watched it
Yeah.
4 years later. That's it. I
Full
was like,
circle.
oh my god, like a new page of history was just turned.
It brings a tear to your eye, really. It's just
It
so
was.
beautiful.
Yeah.
But King of Comedy, it's about a character. What the fuck?
Pumpkin.
Yeah, Pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
That's right, Rupert Pumpkin.
Rupert Pumpkin.
Pumpkin. I'm gonna call him Pumpkin just as like
Me
as
too.
as a sly to him. So we got Rupert Pumpkin. He's an aspiring stand-up comedian, and rather than actually going through like the ranks of like building up a steady career of success and whatnot like that, he instead takes the path of incredibly enthusiastic fan of
Stalking.
and stalking of Jerry Lewis's character. Jerry, I'm just gonna call he's Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry Langford.
Is he Jerry
He's
Langford,
basically
yeah.
Jerry
But yeah.
Lewis.
Yeah, he's essentially playing himself, I guess. But so Rupert Pumpkin is essentially stalking this Jerry fellow, and at one point, takes him hostage, and
Bad things happen.
bad things occur.
to
And it's
Jerry.
a very cautionary tale of like, obsessing over fame and things like that. And I thought this movie was fantastic. I was so pleasantly
I was
not even
laughing.
surprised. Not even surprised. I was like just thoroughly enjoyed throughout this entire movie.
Me too. This
yeah,
was like
this
the
was-
biggest surprise for me.
Yeah.
It was so funny. I
Yeah.
couldn't stop laughing. This like
There's so many cringe moments in this movie.
it's when that cut to when he Pumpkin. I know it's Pumpkin, but I'm gonna call him
No, yeah,
Pumpkin.
we have to call him Pumpkin. He doesn't
We
deserve
have to
dignity.
call
He
Yeah,
doesn't deserve
Pumpkin.
to be named.
He's a bad
I-
guy, this person.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
the editing choice of when he goes to tape Jerry to the chair and it cuts
Yeah.
to him just
It's
covered
so
in
funny
tape.
because you see the beginning of him like running literally circles around Jerry with the tape, and then it just cuts to him completely covered. It's so funny.
So funny. That's just one example of the many times I laughed.
Yeah,
It's
but-
because it's like Scorsese doing a comedy movie.
It-
But
go
you're not
figure.
laughing with him. You're laughing at him.
yeah. Oh yeah,
Which
I
is
said,
the best
so
part.
much of this movie is like cringe-inducing, and like so many times, like you clench your hands and like you like tense up, and it's like you can't look at the screen because it's just what's happening on screen is just so cringe, and like he's just completely oblivious to everything because it's just like he's so narcissistic, and it's all just everything's centered around him, and so he just does whatever. But it's so hard to watch sometimes.
Yeah, it's and he plays like he's like such a horrible person that I'm kind of like I'm not rooting for him, but I want to see more.
Yeah.
If that
Yeah, I
makes
can-
sense. Like
I can-
I'm like, what's he gonna do next? Like I can't
What
I
is
can't
he
look
gonna
away
do next?
from this guy. And like when he shows up to Jerry's house with his like lady friend from the bar, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, God. Oh, God. Like that's one of those moments where I put my head in my hands. I'm like, this can't be real. What is he doing?
Because up to that point, throughout the film, there's quite a few scenes where where Rupert's hallucinating imaginary conversations, and it has like this kind of like haze, and like just because of the way the dialogue is framed, it's like, okay, this is obviously him hallucinating this conversation. But when that scene happens, when he's bringing his not even girlfriend, just this lady that he likes,
Rita.
he brings her to this house. I'm like, oh, obviously this is just fake because like he somehow tricked this lady into coming with him to Jerry's house, but then it's real. It's like, oh my god, it's all intertwined.
It's just
It's so funny.
it's just so funny.
Yeah, but definitely like I feel like delusion is kind of like a little bit in all of these movies, but
Oh.
this movie
Oh
it's
yeah,
very it's very
that's
prominent.
very much so.
Yeah, definitely.
This guy's
Oh, yeah.
delusional.
Because there is a level of, you're right, there is a level of delusion to all three of the main characters in these movies. But this one is his driving
Oh, yeah.
force. Like you put Pumpkin on a page, delusion goes
Fuck,
immediately
bro.
under.
He's got some, he's just so impassioned about stand-up comedy, He's willing to do anything for it except work at it, which is just so funny to me.
Look, he's aiming
Well,
for the
it's funny-
top, alright?
It's funny as
you
well,
gotta,
'cause, like
you gotta
throughout the whole movie, you're not. It's not like you're not rooting for the guy, but like you're like, let's see what this guy, let's see what this guy's got essentially.
yeah.
And like it records his like mixtape of comedy, and you never hear it. And like when he eventually goes on stage, you don't hear it, but then eventually you do see the recording of his actual comedy act. And honestly, I really
Yeah.
thought like, okay, it's gonna be like the worst kind of comedy. There's gonna be like no laughs whatsoever.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not like a fan of the comedy that he was writing, but like, the audience was laughing. Like, people
Yeah.
wouldn't.
I didn't think it was bad.
Yeah, like
either.
people like like it wasn't the worst comedy, and like I just thought in that moment like this guy really could have actually just like tried. Like he could have actually like had talent and like a possibility, but he's just like, no, but I have to start big. I have to like be on just because of his ego. He's like, I have to start in the biggest platform possible because everything else was like below him.
But that's kind of like the
Yeah.
humor of it. It's like he had something and he threw it away
Yeah.
to be the best. Or like you said, king. I'd rather be king for a night
Yeah.
than schmuck for a lifetime. That's kind of like a through line to like all these movies. That line in a way, where they
Yeah,
all
the
like do
sentiment of
something.
it.
Yeah, the sentiment of it. They all do. Like they always have like this defining moment, like one part of their lives that kind of throws everything else off course, where they like really pushed for that moment. But like obviously it's more apparent in this movie because that line is actually in this movie. But I was like, God damn. He became king for a night, I guess. I really love that scene, like the bit where he goes into the studio, he talks to the cameraman, he's like, "I'm the king," and he goes, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like he thinks that he's like become this like urban legend, this myth amongst like the studio, but in reality, it's only like the higher ups that know that like he's kidnapped.
I just think it's funny that the cameraman, like who works on a comedy show, so he like gives it back to him. He's like, "Oh yeah, like." Your crown room, your throne's in the crown room, but like Pumpkin can't. He doesn't like give it back to him. He doesn't find it funny at all.
It's like there's no rebuttal or anything.
Yeah, I shouldn't have spoken there. I've got nothing to say.
Well, there's a bit at the beginning when he first goes out with the lady that he's interested in.
Rita, I think her name's Rita.
Yeah,
Rita. It is Rita. Yeah.
And he's talking to her, and like he's explaining his ambitions, and he's explaining like, because what he says, who's your favorite movie star? Everyone has a favorite movie star, and it's like that obsession with fame. It's just so damaging to a mindset to have, and it's just the whole film speaks on that aspect of the obsession that people have with fame, especially with how like crowds of people treat Jerry, and like at the beginning, the female counterpart to Rupert, she's like in the car, and like she's trying to grab at Jerry, and obviously that's pre-planned, but it still speaks to the insanity of that whole aspect. But
and like when Pumpkin was like, "I put my life on the line for you," and he has like this tiny cut on his head.
Yeah.
Like, I almost died for you. You gotta give me a few seconds here. And Jerry's like, "Oh, whatever."
Yeah.
But that idea of like fame really getting to someone's head is like really relevant to today and like social media. Like I was watching this movie, I'm like, Scorsese could have done this in modern day and have it be like an influencer, and it'd work just as well.
Yeah. Well, cautionary tales aren't really they're kind of all timeless because they're cautionary. Human nature doesn't really evolve over time. It's mostly just technologies that do.
How cautionary is it though? Because he succeeds.
Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Because the ending of this film is like haunting to me. Because I feel with the way the film is kind of framed, with like the hallucination, well, not the hallucinations, but just the imaginary conversations that Rupert has. Like maybe the ending was just something he imagined up in his head, but we just don't see the after effect of him, like in his prison cell imagining it. But I kind of do think it's real, and like him getting out of prison like 4 years early, him getting like a book deal, getting a movie deal, getting like his own show, like that all happening. Like I find that like so disturbing because it's so true to life.
Yeah, I was gonna say I kind of like enhances it.
Yeah,
that's what
he got a good ending. It's scary.
Yeah,
like there's a lot of famous people that end up being very toxic. I mean, we talked about like Klaus Kinski a couple episodes ago, who was just like an asshole,
a terrible person,
but he had a career.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
regardless.
Yeah, and Rupert at the beginning on that date with Rita, he's scrolling through his signature book, and she's like, "Oh, who's this?" And it's like, "Oh, Woody Allen. Oh, he's a personal friend of mine. Great guy." It's like, okay, it's like, okay, but I don't know if you want to really associate with Woody Allen.
Yeah, I think that you could have picked any other celebrity. Yeah, that Pumpkin.
But yeah, the ending of this movie I think is my favorite bit, just because of how it's so absurdist, but it's also so true to life that it's kind of depressing and horrific in how real it is.
Yeah, and like, because he really doesn't he doesn't suffer any form of consequence. None of them do, really. Even the female counterpart.
I imagine she just
she just gets away. Yeah, she's fine. Like, she tried to rape Jerry, like, and she just gets off, like, scot-free. I'm sure she, like, she didn't do too well, like, after, the events of that.
But, like, to be fair, I mean, she's already, like, a wealthy person, because obviously she comes from wealth, so, like, she was already fine, and she probably will do fine afterwards anyway.
Yeah.
Especially if Rupert, the guy, I guess who masterminded in quotations everything, just because he's an idiot,
He fell upwards.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't succeed on purpose.
Yeah.
At every point where he should have failed, he somehow rose
It was just the
higher.
incompetence of everybody else that allowed his success.
But he's got that charisma to him.
He
where it's
does. He can play.
He has this
I wouldn't
passion.
call it charisma. I'd call
No,
it
It's just
charisma.
persistence.
Yeah, I was gonna
It's a
say
word
his
that I'm looking
persistence.
for. Yeah, that's.
he
But
just
still, but
doesn't take no. He doesn't know how to take
Yeah,
no
it's
for
that
an answer.
persistence, but also that nice guy persona. But it is who he is. It's just because he's so not even naive. It's because he's so wrapped up in his own world that everything's centered around him. So everything he wants to get, he just imagines he's gonna get. So if someone obviously lies to him, he doesn't even see that as oh, this person's lying to me. It's just they're telling me this truth. I'm just gonna, if they're saying Jerry's in the building, he'll come down and talk to me later. I'm just gonna wait for hours, even though the secretary was obviously lying.
Yeah.
But he's just,
He's
Jerry's
confident.
gonna come down and talk to me, so I'm just gonna wait because he obviously
told
wants
me.
to talk to me because I talked to him for 30 seconds that one time. That bit after that limousine ride, and he says, "Oh, Jerry," and Jerry's walking away and he keeps saying his name and saying something. I was cringing so hard.
It was
Let the
so
man
funny.
go. It was 10 minutes in, and I was already oh my god, this fucking pumpkin guy.
But it's just part of how Rupert Pumpkin he takes things in, but he rarely reflects all that much. And at the end of the day, it's more about how he can kind of unconsciously push his own agenda forward, which
Oh,
I
yeah.
think is kind of why his comedy routine is so important, because it's a part of the movie where you see early on in the movie that he still does live with his mum.
Yeah.
And that his mum's like a character in the movie, and he's constantly
so
saying
funny.
Yeah.
he's doing that loser shit of trying to tell his mum the
Yeah.
truth.
Mom!
He's like, bro, move out, bro. You're 34.
I'm turning it down.
Yeah, it's so
You're
funny.
Mom, doing
Also,
something
I'm
in
pretty
here.
certain that that's Scorsese's mum as well. I'm pretty sure
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sure. I'm
'cause
pretty sure.
I
it is.
could hear it. I was like, oh, that's got to be his.
Scorsese and Scorsese's mum, I think, show up in all three of these movies.
Yeah.
I know Scorsese does.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
definitely does.
I think his mum does too, but I don't know where his
Well,
know where his mum is in Raging Bull, but I know
Yeah, his
where his mum is in the other two.
yeah, because his
Yeah.
mum plays Jodie Foster's mum in Taxi Driver. She's in the
Yeah.
photo. Raging Bull, she's in there somewhere probably.
She probably
Family
is somewhere.
Affair.
But I just thought it was funny that they give you that kind of in Rupert's stand-up routine, he says I think pretty early on that his mum's been dead, and so it's a piece
Yeah.
of information.
Yeah, that's right.
you
Yeah,
as
'cause
an
he says,
audience
yeah,
member-
Yeah, Mum, what are you doing here? You should be. You're supposed to be dead or something. He's surprised as
Yeah.
a joke. And yeah, and
and
then-
it's just a demonstration of the fact that even though it's a comedy routine, he's using his comedy to kind of reflect on his past, but because he's such a narcissist, his past is not something that his recounting of his life is not something that we can trust.
And because there's that bit near the tail end of his whole comedy routine where he talks about his absent father and I guess how that affected him, and because that bit leads into him saying admitting that I'm here because Jerry's in an apartment and I kidnapped him earlier, and we
Yeah.
know he's being truthful in this segment, but the audience still thinks he's joking, and so because him admitting to the kidnapping is right after him admitting that he had an absent father, I believe that is at least somewhat true in a sense. So you have at least some idea of where the nuts and bolts started going loose for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely some truth in his routine, but it's
Yeah, but a lot of it is just quick
you
jokes.
can tell he tailors it. He tailors it for an audience in the same way that he only takes in information or only interprets into information in a way that he can kind of come out best from.
Yeah.
In the same way where it's he probably knows pretty early on that Jerry can't really be bothered, but he never lets that affect him. Like he just persists.
He just refuses to believe it.
Yeah, well, because he says at one point, we have a real relationship, no fantasy world. And like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Seems kind of fantasy world to me. But yeah, it is that he lives in his own world, and because like at that at Jerry's house, it's like his beach house, but you know, whatever. At that house, because he's essentially like lying, he's like gaslighting Jerry into saying like, you know, that other people are coming, and like we're just like the first ones here, and like Jerry's obviously like, what are you talking about, bro? And he's just lying to his face, and like he's not, and like Rupert's trying to save face with Rita because she's right there, but also like she can obviously tell that Rupert's just lied about this whole thing, but then Rupert's like the only one out of everyone there that like can't admit to the fact that he's lying and like won't accept the truth. And then at the end of that whole confrontation, he's like, you know what? We are gonna leave. And like it's like he spins everything as like his choice to actually like, you know, I've been told to leave for like the past 15 minutes, but I'm actually just gonna leave now of my own volition because I feel like I'm unwanted. And it's like, yeah.
But even even before Jerry shows up, he's acting like he knows he's not supposed to be.
Well, yeah,
like
that's
when
fair
Rita
enough.
runs upstairs and he's like,
Yeah.
don't do that. Like he knows he's not supposed to be there, but it's only when Jerry gets there that his whole like fucking delusion kicks in.
Yeah, because it's like a persona as well that like, oh, this incredibly famous person I admire and love is here, but this woman I'm also trying to impress is here, and like so I have to play it essentially cool so I can impress her but also impress him. And so he puts on this heightened like version of himself where he's much more confident.
And it's like he got stuck between two lies, and he's like trying to like save Grace.
Yeah, and he's just gaslighting. He's gaslighting everybody, including himself.
Yeah, it's like, it's so good.
It's so good. It's so fun. This movie, it's so good. It's so funny. I honestly, maybe a hot take, but I honestly think this is the best movie of the three.
That's fucking crazy. That is a hot take.
It's my personal favorite, but I don't think it's the best.
Mm.
It's my personal favorite of the three.
That's understandable.
Just because I was like expecting this one to be the lowest, but it's probably, in terms of filmmaking, I think it's probably the lowest out of the three. But personal favorite and enjoyment, it's number one. I really.
That's fucking crazy.
Tessa's getting fired up.
This movie's great, but it's not as good as the other loser movies. I like the losers in the other movies more.
What Jacob says makes sense in terms of the filmmaking. I mean, to be fair, if you were comparing the Palme d'Or winner Taxi Driver and like Raging Bull, the movie where he was like, "Oh, I'm never gonna make a movie again. I'm gonna direct the fuck out of this." If you're comparing those two to this, like King of Comedy is like a top tier movie still, but when you're comparing it to Scorsese's other two movies that we're gonna talk about, it ranks lower. It's like saying, this piece of gold is like way shitter compared to the diamonds. You know, it's still valuable, but it's not as like cool as like a diamond.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I just think Paul Schrader's a better writer.
I guess that's fair enough.
I mean, this movie's really well.
I think it's really well written. I think this movie just. I mean, I haven't seen Joker in a long time.
Oh,
like,
I was
watching because I remember when I first watched Joker, like opening weekend in high school. I was like, yeah, that was a good movie. Like my biggest takeaway was like that was a really good original score, and then like watching this movie now, it's like like after seeing everyone compare Joker to King of Comedy, it's like this is just like a better version of Joker in every single way, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, Joker's like fine anyway.
Yeah, I know,
Joker's
but like,
fine, but this is
because the whole aspect, a whole aspect in Joker is the imaginary relationship that he has with like his neighbor, and I obviously that is taken from this film, like the relationship that he tries to foster with Rita, and like
trying to get onto a show, a talk show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And like, I think it's just I mean, come on, it's like this obvious. Everything in this movie is obviously better, but.
Yeah,
it is better. Like,
if
you like Joker, watch this movie because it's much more effective in I think many ways. It doesn't like objectify mental illness either.
Because I saw a review saying Todd Phillips is the king of comedy because it really is like Todd Phillips was like admired King of Comedy so much that he tried to be King of Comedy with Joker, but it just failed. Like he is basically Pumpkin. Like in terms of like this little like comparison.
Hmm.
Anyway, I thought that was a funny review. I liked it anyway.
Good mention.
Good for you.
But yeah, it's just there's like that shot that I want to bring up of like that hallway. Alex was drawing it earlier, but there's like
true artist I am.
Of like like laughing, clapping, happy crowd, and he's like, "This is."
He's reciting his set comedy set to them. Yeah. Comedy set, which I said earlier, but I think it's so great that it isn't revealed to, because I honestly thought we'd go the whole movie without seeing any of his comedy. Because when we didn't see him recording it, when we didn't see him practicing it, when we didn't see him do it live, I figured, oh, we're just never going to actually see him do the comedy. And I thought that would have been great. But the fact that we actually do see it, and that we see that like, oh yeah, this guy's actually good at comedy, I think is like the best bit of irony the film could have had. I
think when it happens, it's the best time to do it. And if you weren't going to do it then they shouldn't have bothered doing it. Because like I think it would have been like just as effective for different reasons if it wasn't included. Like if you didn't see his comedy at all, but when they did it was perfect. Like near the end, and you realize that this guy had talent.
Like after everything that he's done, after all the fuck ups and everything, like he's completely at least you think this guy's ruined his life, but like
not really.
He actually hasn't. If anything, he's like bolstered.
And money is only going to make his like obsessions and delusion worse.
Oh yeah, especially if you can reach the point where you can say to Jerry like, oh yeah, he's my peer, and because he says as well like, I still consider like the and like a news anchor is quoting Rupert, and like Rupert said like, I still consider Jerry a close friend. It's like the delusion's still there, of course. Like that doesn't just go away with fame.
It's like him getting arrested was like, oh, Jerry loves me. He sent me to a holiday home. It's like the delusion never let up. No. It probably bolstered and like festered even more in like prison for that like what, year and a half, 2 years.
2 years and 4 months or something he spent in prison.
Which
was like he was only meant to spend 6 years there anyway. Like it was like a joke. It was like a joke of how short it was.
And held a gun to Jerry's head, even though it turned out not to be loaded with bullets.
Still, it was still used as like,
it was a threat. He still threatened him. He still said like
that whole scene of Jerry having to read the cue cards, and then, like one of them's upside down, one of them's facing the wrong way, and Jerry's like trying his hardest.
Jerry Lewis is so fucking funny in this movie.
Jerry Lewis is so fucking good in this movie. It's crazy.
He's so good because I don't think he actually like he's like Jerry Lewis is like a comedian. I don't think he's trying to be funny in this movie at all. He's so stone faced this whole time. He's having the worst time of his life.
The bit when,
he's having such a bad time.
Oh yeah, the bit when
during this fucking movie.
The bit when Masha, Rupert's like partner in crime, when Jacob said like she's about to rape this man, like. He's just completely zoned out. Like he's just shut down, and like his face doesn't change for like 10 minutes.
If I looked like a snowball, I'd probably shut down too.
And like it's like, and because like he's realized at this point you can't reason with crazy, and so he's literally just accepting his fate. And then he eventually escapes, and after realizing
with kind of very little effort too. Like cut me
that
free,
makes sense.
And then she was like, yeah, sure, and he pretty much just takes off. And
it makes sense as well.
And he fucking reaches for the gun and tries to shoot.
Yeah, I know. I find it so funny that he's like. Wild. I find it so funny, like, oh yeah, he actually would have killed this woman.
He was like, I have reason to kill her, and I will.
And I like the look on his face when he realized it was like all empty. He was like, of course, this fucking gun was empty. Yeah. There was not a single chance these people had real bullets.
Well, yeah, like what else could I have expected from this batshit insane scenario?
And that scene where they are like holding the gun and like was her name Nasha or something?
Yeah, Masha.
When she like dressed him up, and then Robert De Niro went to like do his whole thing, and then they have like this argument, and he's just sitting there like, what the fuck? Well, has my whole life led me to this moment? Is this where I die?
Oh yeah, and there's a bit as well when he's walking on the street, and because he's being
the woman on the phone.
People would come up to him and say, "Oh my god, it's Jerry," and like obviously as you do to famous people, because that's just a normal thing to do, I guess. But he walks past like an old woman on the phone, and she's like, "Oh my god, I'm like your biggest fan," and like, can you talk to like my son or like my grandson or nephew like on the phone? And he's like, "No, really, I'm sorry, I have to go somewhere." And she's like, "I hope you get cancer, and I hope you die of cancer." It's like, whoa! It's like the immediate switch up.
It's so funny.
Or like, oh, you're not giving me everything. I'm gonna curse you now.
But that's kind of like real to real life. I feel like if like when like these crazed like or not even fans, just people that want attention,
Yeah.
or expect something from a celebrity that they don't deserve. Then they like when the celebrity like would say no, they go, "Oh fuck you! I hate you! I hope you die."
Yeah.
Like when they don't get what they don't deserve.
Yeah, it's a weird obsession. I honestly do not understand like caring for celebrities that much. Like caring for somebody that you don't know, and like if you're like in I don't know Instagram comments like someone's oh I don't like this actor, but then like you go in and like defend them because like oh but they've done this and that and that's and this and that, and like you don't know who this person really is. Like I remember like the whole thing with what Sabrina Carpenter and Barry Keoghan, because like apparently he cheated on her or something. I'm not too sure about whatever happened there.
I don't care.
Yeah, like, exactly. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care about these strangers, their relationship. They're adults; they can work it out. But like, they were saying like, oh, how could he do this to this beautiful young lady? How could this so innocent woman? It's like I don't know. I'm not gonna like commend his what he did and what he may have done, but like
because people were threatening to kill his like
it's
mother or auntie and like his son or something.
Yeah, it's like I'm sure Sabrina Carpenter is a nice person. I mean, but again, I don't know. So like you're defending this person that you don't know because maybe they're both bad people. I don't know. It's just like a weird thing for me.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's like a misunderstanding or misreported or something.
Yeah, exactly.
But it is a weird phenomenon, and it's crazy because it's that kind of those kinds of instances between like celebrities and real people, they happen like much more nowadays with internet celebrity and fandom, where it's like even like I've seen stories from like YouTubers with like less than 1 million subscribers, but still even like them meeting their fans, like for those fans it's like everything.
Yeah,
they have such a like parasocial attachment to this person.
Yeah,
and like it's like I saw this clip and it was kind of about how like eventually like this content creator was talking about how eventually you will have like a bad interaction with someone, like bad in quotations, because like in that moment where maybe you're really busy and you have to go somewhere or be somewhere and you just can't give a person as much time, or your heart's definitely not as in it, but for them like that interaction was like their entire like purpose, like they were putting so much into it. And so like where you've kind of as an internet celebrity might have just like passed by or whatever, for them it was like a massive they took massive offense from that. And then they slag you online. Like it's something that really happens, and
of course,
it's an example. It happens in this movie.
Yeah, and like you said, that parasocial relationship of like, this person makes art that I really respond to, and like it really resonates with me personally, and so I therefore have a personal deep connection to this person, and so it must be a two-way road, and like they feel the same way about me, but they're just a human being as well. Like they have their own.
Yeah, like they don't know you anymore.
Yeah. And that gets like twisted to the to the highest echelon for this movie, in how Rupert sees Jerry, and also and how for Rupert as well, it's really just to get to attain fame. It's not like in a pursuit of expression through art for him. It's more just like I saw Jerry doing this one day. I admired it and was like, oh, I'm gonna do stand-up comedy. Like, this is what I want to do now. And to me, at least, it seems like he really wants to do it purely for selfish reasons in attaining fame and to be famous, to have his name like known. Because he says to Rita on that date, in quotations date, he says, because he gives her his own signature, and because he says that's going to be worth a lot of money real soon.
The sad thing, that probably was.
And because he's so full of himself. And because he says the more scribbled the name, the bigger the fame. Because like his handwriting's messy as fuck, and so his signature's like it's like doctor's handwriting. But like it speaks to that effect of like he's doing it purely for the notoriety, and it's like, you know, it's why
Yeah.
people commit. You know, I mean, you know, he kidnapped Jerry, and like that was a whole part of him attaining fame. And you know, it's why other people will kill famous people because it's also a way of attaining fame.
Yeah,
Like, you know,
but
Which is
also
horrible.
just speaks to how, you know, it's even more relevant nowadays with the kind of like insane antics that people get up to online
yeah,
to attain fame,
yeah,
just like on a daily
yeah,
basis.
because I don't know if our dear audience members have seen, but there's like this guy that like he's in his, I guess, in his house's backyard, and he stands on like a table, and then he goes, what does he say? He goes, whoop whoop, and they're like, fuck this
He
shit,
goes, "Fuck
and
this shit."
and then he jumps like a microwave or barbed wire or something. But it's like, you watch those videos and you just wonder to yourself, like, if the internet did not exist, this man would not be doing this.
And
Like, what would this man actually be doing if the internet did not exist?
He would not be putting himself.
Yeah,
through
and it's like, you know,
this.
the things that people do for fame. It's,
I mean, good examples are that like Shoe Nice, but I'm sure he'd be doing all that shit without the internet.
bro, that was just video and recorded alcoholism. That's all that was.
But even just like you can trace like a line from like King of Comedy making this salient point about how you know, like these huge risky you know, performances and stuff that accompany like that, like to gain fame.
Yeah,
You can trace that to like the prank culture in the 2010s when like everyone was fucking making content that was explicitly about provoking these like horrible reactions from people and like, you know, getting them into situations that they'd never want to be
And
in.
you're saying it's just a prank, bro.
And just like doing whatever like amoral shit that they can
yeah,
for fame, and just having the neglect of like the person for that, you know.
Yeah. And then they try and like blame the person for having a negative reaction to like what they did. Like there was like one influencer that like stole this old lady's dog laughing and everything. And then like he ran off like a few streets away and then let the dog go. But apparently the owner never found the dog again. Like, and then like I think he got arrested later on. Thank God. Fucking criminal.
Yeah, just like crazy shit like that. I remember seeing like there was like a guy who was some sort of like big prank influencer like in that like mid 2010s period. He was like pretty rich as well, and he was just going into like either Jewish or Muslim communities and just throwing ham on people.
why?
It's just,
Like
Jesus.
just deplorable
Yeah.
shit like that, you know. But like that's like something that I feel like this movie.
But again, it is something that like people at like the public as well, like that endorses, because, you know, we watch that shit. We like, you know, people engage in that kind of activity of like irreverent type of comedy, or comedy
exactly.
in quotations, because it's not
Yeah.
funny, but that kind of irreverence of like, oh, well, who cares what this person actually thinks? Like, what I'm doing to them is so crazy that it's like funny.
yeah.
Like, you know, that guy taking that woman's dog. I'm sure, like, some people would have gone, like, this is crazy. This is like so crazy. It's funny. Like, ha ha ha. And then, you know, that like dog died on the streets, but like they don't
Yeah.
care. You know, it's just like that momentary thing of you know, that 15
And
minutes
it
of
kind
fame.
of spawns like new
And it leads
generations
to, like,
of people. Like I'm sure King of Comedy, after that happened, there were probably more instances where people kidnapped comedians or like CEOs or
well,
something
'cause-
and like demanded a job, and things probably would have turned bad and someone would have died. It's just in this case we're lucky that no one was actually killed in Pumpkin's case. But you know, he probably inspired so many other people, and so people would have seen, oh, this guy got rich and famous from this. I'm gonna do the same thing.
Yeah. Well, it just so easily leads to other more nefarious things. I mean, you know, Taxi Driver is kind of infamous for inspiring a guy to fucking try and kill Ronald Reagan, which like kind of
Yeah.
insane. But like obviously a part of that is like poor media literacy and like, you know,
When people take the right messages from the
you
art.
obviously like you obviously taking the wrong fucking message from the movie, and like that's obviously, you know, dumbing it down to like, oh, I see violence on movie, I now enact violence. Like that is so dumbed down and not at all accurate, but like it does also speak to the fact that like people do see other things and like and reenact them as like, oh yeah, well, if this person's doing it, I guess I
Yeah.
can do it.
Yeah, I'd be curious though to see, like because of the fact that like King of Comedy and the way it ends, especially, and how Pumpkin is vindicated in his attempts, which is like very true to life.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to see what was the inspiration for Paul Zimmerman.
I was going to say, I mean, a lot of it, some of it seemed reminiscent of Mark David Chapman. That's his right name, right? The one that killed John Lennon.
Yeah.
Because he shot Lennon, and then obviously in the soon thereafter he became incredibly famous. Why did
or even like Charles Manson?
Yeah, like why did you do it? Why did you do these things? And even in the case of Chapman, like he, while in prison, was like getting offered like book deals and like, will you write these? Will you do these? And like he even, like he somehow got Yoko Ono's like mailing address and like send her a letter like asking, hey, will you allow me to like write this book and like profit off of the like the profits from the book that I'm gonna write? And obviously she said no, because that's fucking insane. But like, it's all just this twisted kind of notoriety that you can get from such depraved acts. And then with like the whole Charles Manson and like, go children, go kill all these people.
Yeah,
go fucking
flock to Beverly
Hills.
Go
Kill a pregnant lady, and Jesus Christ. But yeah, very damaging things. Great movie.
Yeah, that's what fame gets you, I guess. Not even all the time. It's just a small percentage in the grand scheme of things of like
the
horribleness that fame can bring. But sadly, it feels like it's getting more and more popular, or at least it's being shown a lot more, which makes it seem like more popular, like being more popular.
With the advent of social media and everything seems much more prevalent than what it used to be. But
it's only because
things have always. But maybe it is to a high degree now, because I guess you can track people and go like, oh, this streamer or YouTuber is going to be here on this day or whatever. But if Mark David Chapman could find Lennon, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Even though that was like outside his home. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah.
Yeah. This movie's great. Also, low key, this is like a better Marty Supreme movie.
Yeah, I was thinking that. It is. They are like kind of like similar in their like delusions and drive for fame and success.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really think of that actually, but honestly, I think most Marty Supreme like movies would be better than Marty Supreme. Marty Supreme is very much like a sum of everything that it has, and like a lot of what it has is like fine. The more I think about Marty Supreme, like the less I go like, oh, I want to watch that movie again. I don't know. That was a good movie. Like, it was good. I don't know.
That movie was good. I like that movie. Damn it! Why do I not want to watch it?
Yeah, like it was good. Like I would never say it was great. And if was it really good? Yeah, I guess maybe. I don't know. This movie's way better. I'd way prefer to watch this over that. This movie was so good that when I turned it on, like 5 minutes in, my sister walked into my room and was like, "Oh, what's this?" And she she stood there like a 40-year-old dad, and like she was standing in the doorway watching it for a little bit. Then she moved a little bit more into the room. She sat on the edge of my bed and was like, "Oh, yeah, this is actually a good movie." And then she like fully sat on the bed and was just watching the whole movie with me. And then at the end, she turned to me and said, "That was a good movie." And then she left. I was like, "What? you don't
what
watch
the
movies
fuck
like,
just happened here?"
Like, you don't watch movies like this, but that's a testament to how good this movie is.
Yeah, Robert De Niro is fucking great in this movie. Again, like I think we said it before, but he literally plays like 3 different dudes. They're all losers, and they're all in New York, and they're acted so differently from each other. It never feels like he's just reaching into a pocket and pulling out some tricks like from acting class. He's like a different person in every movie.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and because he also because of his physicality as well. I mean, in Taxi Driver, he's like a stick, and then in Marty Supreme, what the fuck?
What is wrong with you?
In Raging Bull, I'm having a stroke here. In Raging Bull, he's either muscly or fat, and in this movie, he's just always in that fuck ass pinstripe suit with that stupid moustache.
I fucking love it. I love it like, for like not good reasons, but I love it.
It's like such a good look.
It fits the character So
with the fucking
perfect.
pencil mustache.
Yeah, I know. It's like
It's so good. The flat
yeah.
top of the
And
pencil
his
mustache. I love
physicality
it.
as well is so like when the receptionist is like, oh, Jerry will be in later or something, and like, and then Rupert's just like, okay, and like he just sits back down in the waiting room, is just sitting there. He's like looking at the ceiling, but like just the way he's like slumped over and like he's like his legs are
The way
crossed, he's looking
like,
up at the ceiling, looking at the patterns. Like I don't know, it's such great physical acting.
yeah, that's the word.
But even just like how, like the way he's like he animates himself in like regular interactions when he's like just talking to anyone, and like how that shines in his comedy routine as well.
A
Like,
lot of hand wavering.
it's just another layer to that performance where you can tell that like, oh yeah, this guy's like always
He's
in like a state of
he's
delusion. Like he's always just
He's
thinking
always
about
performing.
his act and like what he's gonna gain out of it after he's done something.
yeah.
He's a performer through and through.
Yeah, and he's got like different accents in each of these movies.
Yeah.
Again, just like
De Niro's range.
Does he? Oh, because he's got
yeah,
like a
I'd
more,
say so.
yeah,
The Raging Bull
I was gonna
Bronx
say,
accent
that's like
is
a very
distinct.
that's like a Bronx one, yeah. I guess
And in terms of voice, like if you put Travis Bickle and Robert like and Popkins voice next to each other, they're very different.
But I feel like Pumpkin and Travis are they're like different ends of joy.
yeah. I also like just a complete kind of aside, but like the fact that like Robert De Niro like memorized like 5 minutes of like stand-up comedy in like a one take is kind of really impressive to me.
Once
Like,
when it
like,
cut
he
back
gets-
to like the TV, I was like, holy
Fuck,
shit,
I
that was
didn't
one
even
take.
notice that,
it was like
yeah.
all one take, and like obviously like the comedy is like fine. At least in my opinion, I don't find that kind of comedy.
The
I don't-
comedy is it's just
Yeah,
that
like I
old
don't find that kind of
style,
comedy
like-
funny. Like, but
Yeah,
like the fact that like he got that timing down. Like you could tell like he like rehearsed the fuck out of that shit because he delivered that shit really good.
Dude, he like fell to his knees and went, "This is so shit." Who's
Nah,
laughing at
would've-
this garbage? Marty would have cracked.
Marty
up.
would have been there, bro. He would have been like, nah, that's good, Bobby. Like, let's do another one.
Like
One
I
more
love that
Bobby.
bit. Like Marty, I call him Marty. It's fucking Martin Scorsese. I don't know Martin.
nah,
They call
Marty.
him Marty.
No,
You
we're
beat
best
him.
friends.
You
I
made
met
him
him
in
in
real
real
life.
life.
Hey Marty.
Hey, Marty.
Hey, Marty.
Hey, Kundun,
Hey,
I liked
Marty.
it. I
Kundun.
liked it.
But like his
I
like
liked it.
his role in like this movie with the sign where the guys like we took the writing team out like into the park and shot them, and like Scorsese's like, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's a funny joke. Like I thought that was also hilarious because like I've said that about my
Yeah,
own
it's like he
writing.
played.
I don't think Scorsese wrote this, but like I've said it
No,
about my
no,
own
he
writing. I go, this is
No,
a good
he
joke.
did.
I like this. But yeah, I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Everybody's so funny in
Yeah,
this
he
movie.
plays. He actually plays a director. Actually plays a director.
Yeah, I know.
in
He's
this
he
a
does.
director playing a director.
Yeah. Great. Like real meta type stuff.
Meta.
It's crazy what like a couple of years into the 80s does to a motherfucker.
I know, because
though.
I said to my sister, like, that's the director, that's Martin Scorsese, and she's like, what? I guess maybe because I don't know, she's always seen him as like an old man with like white hair. It was like, yeah, that's him.
Yeah, he had like a full beard
He
and
used
like,
Yeah,
to
like
be
he's like
colour.
he was like a major cocaine addict in this movie, like during this movie.
Really, he was. What a guy.
I guess he would have been. I mean, I actually no, this was after Raging Bull, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
That's a lie. Actually, he was actually sober here. But to be fair, he looked the same for like 15 years, and then he just looked like what he does now.
then he just turned old. He woke up one day and went, it's time.
Oh,
I
okay.
guess."
He woke up one
I'm
day and
old now.
decided it was time to grow out the eyebrows.
Yeah, exactly.
And goddamn, he better never change.
God damn right. He's perfect just the way he is.
He's
Look
so
at him.
blown out.
He's so beautiful.
Look at those eyebrows. It's like a
What
Martin
is this- what is
Scorsese
this
right
fucking
now.
Podcast, bro?
Hey Bobby,
I know.
that's my best.
Hey,
Scorsese
Bobby.
impression.
Watch
Well,
my
I was,
movies for Marty March.
Well,
Anyway.
I was telling Bobby, well, this is how you have to do it. This is how we're gonna do the
Taxi
show.
driver.
I just imagine him walking around like set and like he'll walk past a table and like he disappears because he's so short, and like he comes out the other end and like he's directing the actors. I don't know. That's so cute.
You picture him like a Smurf. He's like 3 apples
Yeah,
tall.
he's like a gnome. He's because he's so little. He's so little.
He's such a
Romeo and
tiny
Juliet.
guy.
But he's got like such a commanding presence, you know. And like he's always good in the movies he's in as well, like as an actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like he kind of
most
plays
directors
himself
are.
in
It's-
a way.
I guess.
Like,
but,
he
it's
performs as
kind of like
himself.
M. Night Shyamalan, how like they both appear in a lot of their movies, and
I
like
think it's cool.
they both like never do like a bad acting job. I find it really funny.
They're like, I'm an actor. I'm gonna rule
Yeah,
this
at
role.
heart.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Good movie.
I think that's
It's quite good.
good movie. I think enough rambling.
Yeah.
We'll get into ratings. I think.
Yeah. Well, Alex,
I
you
guess-
go first.
I guess I'll go first because it was my pick. But this is a real solid 4 out of 5 for me.
Damn.
I have to agree. Really, really solid 4.
Yeah, real solid.
Real.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
a 4.
rock solid. Like you hit it,
Most- yeah,
your
it's the
fist will
most-
bounce off of it.
Unshakable.
That's how
solid.
solid.
Yeah,
Unshakable.
unbreakable almost.
What?
Also 4 out of 5.
What a reference. Anyway. What was the next designated film?
Wait,
I guess
Tess
was
hasn't given it a score yet, has he?
Oh,
No, you
I
gave
I
it
gave it
4. It was so
I
rapid
said it
that
was
we
an
went.
unshakable 4.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was so
okay, that's
rapid.
what you meant by unshakable.
Yeah, and that's
Look
why,
at
because that's why I said unbreakable.
That's
But
12. 12 out of 15.
for our next picture, as Martin Scorsese calls films, that's for our next
Picture.
We're talking about
picture.
Raging Bull next.
We're doing Raging Bull.
Yeah, I'll introduce Raging Bull.
Get him.
Yeah, go Tess.
So, in 1980, Marty Scorsese, as I like to call him, as his personal friend,
He's a good friend
of
of
course.
yours.
he basically like almost quit film directing, right?
Yeah,
He was
because
like done with that shit.
he had quite a few flops in the US recently, and he was like, "Fuck this! I'm gonna move to Europe and make a bunch of European films with like no studio interference." And
Hell
then
yeah.
Robert De Niro was like, "Bro, please, I want to make this sports movie so bad," and like
Yeah.
he convinced Marty to actually make the film with him.
Yeah, so in that great time of unbearable burdens for Martin Scorsese,
Yeah,
he came out with this movie that he didn't even want to direct,
I know.
because fucking Robert De Niro wanted to make it. It's a fucking banger, bro.
It's
He
so
pulled out all the stops. This movie's fucking
yeah, because
amazing.
he didn't want to direct it, but once he signed on, he's like, "Well, if this is my last film in the US and like with big studio funding, I'm gonna pull out all the stops and like do the best possible work I can." And by God, he does some fine ass fucking work in this movie.
Yeah, helped by, of course, Paul Schrader co-wrote the script.
Yeah.
Paul Schrader, kind of frequent, like semi-frequent, not really that frequent, but has had a few notable collaborations with Martin Scorsese, and they're always fucking good as fuck. So
Good
if you
pairing.
see Paul Schrader as the writer on a Martin Scorsese movie, fucking watch it.
It's gonna hurt. You're in for
it's a shit.
a ride of like hard to watch, beautiful filmmaking and storytelling, I should say, because Paul Schrader's a part of that storytelling.
Yeah,
process.
like I think he like the only like in terms of characters, in terms of writing, I think that there's like that like Paul Schrader being involved in these like next 2 films we're going to talk about. There is like a great deal of like pain that
Mm.
gets introduced into these movies,
Yeah.
and there's definitely like a great deal of like there's just a lot of like hidden psychology, I feel like, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. There's a lot of
Yeah,
like
there's a lot of unknowns. Like he gives
yeah.
a lot. Both of these films are very much character studies, but he also does leave a lot to be unknown. And like there's scenes of the characters is looking out, and like you're left wondering what are they thinking in this moment.
Yeah, but Paul Schrader has like such a talent for writing characters that are well grounded, but they're well grounded because of the fact that they're sort of cryptic. They're sort of like coded, like
Yeah,
they're intentionally hard to understand, and they're trying to they're almost trying to puzzle you as an audience member.
mm.
But that never makes them feel like flippy floppy. It doesn't make them feel inconsistent. They're very much always written
Yeah,
really well.
they feel like real flawed human beings who like
Yeah,
you just can't get a total grasp on.
yeah.
But maybe it's just like, I guess, as a brief synopsis for the film, Tess. Maybe
Brief synopsis. So, is a biopic. It follows Jake LaMotta, one of the most infamous middleweight boxers in 1940s, 1950s America, and it follows his life. His brother is a very prominent character, as is his underage
Very underage
wife
Yeah.
Vicky. Yeah, his wife Vicky, and it follows the typical antics and life of a boxer who also happens to have severe anger issues. And that's what this movie is about. So
very, very much anger issues, and also like
he's a cranky boy.
Extreme jealousy and like paranoia, and it's
you could say he's got a bit of rage.
Maybe
he's
even
got
like
that bull in him.
He's got that bull in him. That raging bull.
By the way, this guy lived until 95.
Yeah, he was 95. Yeah, he died like 4 years ago.
He was 95. His brother also died 4 years ago.
Yeah, he died.
His brother also died at 95.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. They both nearly lived to 100,
crazy.
and they both died in like the past 10 years. Like what? Doesn't make any sense.
That is crazy.
I don't know how.
Yeah.
I don't know what genetics you have to be born with.
Fuck, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Sometimes
I don't know
worst
how.
people live the longest.
I know.
Lansky's
Like,
still alive.
like Stalin living to 74 or whatever. Like, fuck that guy. But anyway.
Oh, maybe Jack LaMotta, maybe he apologized or something.
I don't know about that, because when I first watched this movie, I was like, oh yeah, like up until the very end of this movie, he's completely irredeemable, and like even the film is like very much, this guy is completely fucked. Like he doesn't at all atone for any of his sins. But then this time around, I realized I fully took in the ending Bible quotation at the end, and it's what it says, once I was blind and now I see, and like hinting at like LaMotta like actually looking at his past and looking at the way he treated others, and like maybe he's actually going to try and better himself. But that final scene in that locker room, and he's giving himself a pep talk, and he's quoting On the Waterfront, and it's the whole monologue of I could have been somebody, like that whole thing, and like because that's of course echoing his whole life, and that's echoing how like 15 years prior he did he had like a bad business decision, because he purposefully lost a bout, and like obviously he's talking about, even though he's quoting On the Waterfront, he's obviously talking about that in his own life. And so when I see that scene of him still being petty about his past and passing blame onto everybody else and never actually being introspective, even with that
accountability.
Exactly. And like even with that Bible quote at the end, it's like, yeah, this guy didn't like atone at all, and is just like a piece of shit the whole movie.
Pretty much.
That's like my take
Yeah.
on him as like, and like I guess I hope later in life he somewhat. I mean, I think if I like lived my life and then I watched a movie and the movie framed me as this kind of like anger sociopath, like I'd probably have to take a step back and go, oh, I should probably change my ways. And I hope he did. I hope he did that, but I don't know.
Because that scene, like, I forgot who he's talking to, but it's like after his boxing career, he's put on some weight, and he's like, I was worried about the weight. It was really the weight that like that I didn't like, and like I kind of stopped. But it's like, no, stop blaming it on like worrying about your weight and like how much, like how little you had to eat, and like how fit you had to be for the boxing. Like that's not why you stopped. Come on, stop kidding me with that shit. All right. Like it's like even then, like later on, he's still trying to deflect his like problem. It's like, no, this isn't my fault. This isn't about me. This is about everything else.
Yeah, it's like and even though he's completely devoted to boxing, it is also his lack of not effort, but like I guess in training, he doesn't commit himself fully to it, because even he has that fight in the middle of the movie with his brother, and like his brother's saying you have to get to 155 pounds for this fight, but all Jake's doing is eating. Even like there's weeks until the fight, he's just continuously eating still, and he doesn't take it completely seriously, and because even though he's the one boxing, his boxing career is in his brother's hands because he's his manager.
Yeah,
like even that aspect is very much him not taking accountability for anything.
Yeah. And
like he blames his brother for
the
business decisions and whatnot, and it's like, I don't know, bro. You're kind of a piece of shit, do you know that?
I mean, kind of like
you kind of like beat the fuck out of like your wife and like everybody else that you
and
come
him,
across in
like
this
your
movie.
brother.
Yeah,
He
like
beat the shit
yeah,
out of him.
exactly.
And then like that scene where he's like trying so hard to rekindle like his like kinship with his brother. He's like,
Yeah,
kiss me, you know. And like Joe Pesci's like, bro, I don't want to
yeah,
fucking see your face again, you motherfucker, you
yeah. Because
woman
it's
beating.
like he's
I mean,
like
yeah, Joe Pesci is free of the
no, of course not.
violence
But
against women, but you know, he's it's just
he's got a moustache now, so you hope he's matured.
yeah,
But
actually, yeah, he's grown up a little.
yeah.
You hope.
You hope
But
he's mature.
But yeah, in that moment when Jake's trying to rekindle with his brother Joey. That's his name, yeah, Joey. And
Yeah, Joey.
it kind of echoes Rupert Pumpkin because he's completely oblivious to what he's done to his brother, and so he's just like that was in the past. Like he doesn't say any of this. It's like the subtext. Ooh, like it's just that's all in the past, and like now is now, and like let's just start like essentially like let's try and start anew now. But like you can't do that when you've led such a vicious and violent
Yeah.
life, and you've
And like it's amazing to see. Well, it's not amazing, but like Jake LaMotta is so consistent in that, like even positive or negative, he's always trying to like force something onto the people he
Yeah.
loves, like even from the earlier scene where one of the first scenes we see with Joey where he's just like hit me, like you have to hit
Yeah.
me, I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
Yeah, it's like
And just it's this whole consistent through line in the movie where we just get these constant moments where it's either that or he's asking a question, but he just won't let it go.
that and like
To him, it's like getting that reveal from that person he's asking is a thrill. It's like winning.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
winning
Yeah.
a bout.
and it's like if he's having a bad time, everyone else has to have a bad time as well.
Yeah.
And it's like
Yeah.
because if he assumes somebody's done something, like to him they have done it, and he will get when he's accusing his wife of did you fuck my brother or whatever, and then she says, oh yeah, I did, but obviously she's saying it in like a sarcastic and like go fuck yourself kind of tone.
Yeah.
But he takes it as an admission of truth and like, oh, so you did, I'm gonna go beat the shit out of my brother now. But it's just
Yeah.
she said what he wanted to hear, and it's just it's a very
But
unhealthy
you
thing.
can, and you can also tell that I think that like the way, like even her decision to make that comment clearly comes out of like this this feeling of exhaustion that comes from having to argue with a person like
Yeah, of
this.
course.
Knowing that there's like that even if you give them the honest answer, they're just not going to take it.
Yeah.
So why not give them something as like an FU?
Yeah.
Which is like what that
Yeah,
is.
of course. Yeah.
Because like she doesn't just say it for no reason.
No,
She
of
says
course.
it because she knows, like A, it's going to piss him off, but B, it's also, I think more importantly, it's a way for like her internally to kind of shut down the line of questioning, because she knows that if she just plays into like his delusions, then he'll kind of stop trying to force something out of her.
Yeah.
constantly.
Yeah.
It's like she's like forced to say yes, otherwise it's never gonna get lived down.
Yeah, like she's been with him for that long that she knows that if I just tell him no, he's just gonna keep
Yeah.
going. So I might as well say yes but in a way that is like satirical and as like a fuck
Yeah.
you. But then obviously she doesn't expect him to actually take it that seriously and actually like storm out of the house and go beat the shit out of
Yeah.
him.
It's like that saying you can't win an argument against like an idiot. I feel like it's just as hard to win an argument against someone who's stubborn. And like
Yeah, of
Jake
course.
LaMotta is like both an idiot and stubborn.
Yeah.
It's like you're never winning like anything against him because he's just so narrow-minded to like what he wants to believe that any other answer is just, it doesn't exist. Like it can't be real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like
He's
such
a
a piece
pest.
of shit in this movie. But I think because this is a biopic, and but I think what's so great about the way Schrader wrote the story is like like I guess it's like stereotypical of other sports biopics is it's like the best hits. We see we see like his big victories and whatnot, and we jump to fights and like fights that like years in between, like we skip years of development and whatnot. But I think what's differentiates this biopic from others especially is that when LaMotta wins in this film, like he'll win a bout that's like been built up to for like half of the movie, and like when he wins, you see like that victory for like 15 seconds, literally, and then you cut right back to marital woes and like domestic abuse. Like
Yeah.
you never live in like the glory of victory in this movie. It's always just depressing, heinous shit, because that's what the main
Yeah.
character is. He just inflicts that
And
on
it's-
everybody, and so you don't deserve to see him living well or nice because he doesn't deserve it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because of the fact that Paul Schrader isn't mediocre, he's not going to play into this mediocrity of pretending that like the thrill of winning like a sports bout is some sort of catharsis. He's very much like, no, the emotional anchor is like the mistreatment of the people in this man's life. That's that's like the actual anchor. That's the actual importance of the film. It's how the film is. That's how the film is
Yeah.
framed. Yes, like it starts with a fight, but immediately, you know, it's all about the brother and eventually his
Yeah.
wife. And so, like that's how Paul Schrader frames this man's like kind of like that's how he frames their narrative around it. He's not really interested in putting a lot of emotional weight in. Again, like even when he wins the championship, it's like
Yeah, it's one shot, and then he has,
and then like later on in the movie, he's trying to pawn that, he tries to pawn that
Yeah.
belt off,
and like
and it's that kind of thing where it's like, yeah, like how could you make especially if these are things that happen in this man's life, and the fact that like he's obviously, even from like when the movie was made, and of course like even more so past that, like he hasn't been a boxer for that long. Really, it's like a very minor part of his life. Like the fight's a very minor
Yeah.
part of his life, but it's the way that like the mentality of someone who chooses to do this can end up like affecting their relationships outside
Yeah.
of that. And yeah, just like taking the fact that like this man really did get arrested and all this, and using that as like the real focus, and showing like this is who the real person is, and this is what the movie's about. It's not about like just that 15-second catharsis of like, oh, like we won,
Yeah.
which is what most sports biopics
Well,
are
most
about.
biopics really in general. Doesn't matter who it is. Like, it
Yeah.
could be
Yeah.
a singer,
They center on
footballer.
these like huge career wins, or like the things that made them, because you know, like most biopics are mediocre because they're just playing to like the cultural memory of a person, but they don't actually care to represent who the
Yeah.
person was, you know.
And there's a bit near the middle of the film where it's the montage of like the family events, and like, you know, it's him getting married to his wife, and then it's his brother getting married, and it's like, you know,
Yeah,
it's the few times in his life where he actually was happy, but the way that it's done is like home video, and it's the only part of the film that's in color,
Yeah.
and like it's like it's very much, this is a stark contrast to everything we're seeing, and like where this montage of just brief clips as an interlude is like, and it's in color, so like this is like a part of the film that isn't real, because, you know, it doesn't exist to us essentially, because we're just seeing flashes of it, and to Jake LaMotta as well, it isn't real because everything else in his life is just hell because he makes it that way.
Yeah, it's got like a
I think-
dreamlike quality to it.
Yeah,
Seeing
it
in
does.
Color. It's like,
Yeah.
this is like whimsical fairyland bullshit, you know? Like, compared to the rest of the movie, you know?
it's bullshit.
Like, bullshit was the worst word to use there, but you know what I mean. It's like this, it's kind of like, you know, almost like a distant memory of Jake LaMotta, because like the rest of like the happiness is
Yeah, well,
buried
'cause-
so deep in under all this like horribleness.
Yeah, and because it's showing, you know, the audience something that we don't see in the rest of the film, and it's like it's like actual happiness and like kind of bliss, and
Yeah.
you know, and it's showing it in a
Yeah.
completely different film format and a completely different color palette. So it's so alien to us. Like the entire way it's shot is alien, and what it's actually showing is alien as well. And I think it's the best part of the film for me, honestly. Like that whole section, because right after that it's like, you know, it's right back to piece of shit Jake LaMotta. Yeah,
Domestic abuse. I think like right after
like
that is the scene where
it's like the
he starts
television bit,
getting,
isn't it? Like when he's trying to fix the television.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like this. Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting again, like how, like I think especially the way the fights
Yeah.
are filmed is like such a tell of how this movie is just like this movie is just so different. Because like the way the boxing is framed is like it's this cerebral, like I don't know, almost like a carnivorous environment. It's so
Yeah,
brutal.
because I was gonna say, because yeah, the way it's shot, you know, everything is so violent, and the way the camera pans and the close-ups of the sweat and the blood shooting out of their faces, but also there's literally animal noises, like in the, you know, subtly, but there's animal noises like roaring and like humming throughout the fights, and like, you know, it's very much two animals fighting each other,
Yeah.
and so I think that's just so fucking good.
Yeah.
That is such good filmmaking.
And,
Yeah. And just the way that the camera just like will
The
spin
fucking
and,
dolly zooms, bro.
you know, like and I feel like even just
it feels like you're being knocked around by these two people fighting. Like I felt I was going.
yeah, like even just the way the movie is filmed is like the Sugar Ray
Yeah,
Robinson
it's obvious,
dolly
yeah.
zoom is
It's
like
My
one
favorite
of
shot
the-
of the movie.
absolute cinema.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, my favorite shot.
absolute cinema, like best shot. And just like that again, it's that thing of like what's especially in that second Sugar Ray fight where Sugar Ray Robinson wins the middleweight championship, what is actually important that's happening in that scene, because it's definitely not the fact that
No.
Jake's lost the title. Jake doesn't care about that, and it's not the fact that Sugar Ray won the title. The real closure of that scene, the message that you take away as an audience member, is this like disgusting visage of Jake LaMotta with his like bloody closed eyes. They're so sealed from bruising, just like haunting Sugar Ray like a ghost and telling him that you didn't get me down. And it's like such a perfect distillation of like how this movie is just it's not about boxing. Like in the same way that like something like Smashing Machine wasn't really about fighting, this even more so is not about boxing. If you actually think about the portrayal of boxing as a sport in this movie, I don't think boxing at all is shown as a positive thing in any of these people's lives, which is like you can't say that about any other sports. Sports therapy.
Yeah, like that whole aspect of, you know, you didn't get me down, Ray, is like, you know, it's indicative of the way he doesn't let anybody, even if he does lose, like, you know, factually, he doesn't actually take that as a loss, and which is, you know, what happens to him in his personal life. But like adding to the fact that like the way that this film does not at all romanticize boxing, the whole aspect of like the young up and coming fighter that Jake fights, that because his wife says about him like, oh, you know, he's a pretty guy and like he's a good boxer and thing, and Jake just fixates. Yeah, Jake just fixates on the fact that his wife's called this guy and like he's good looking, and so he goes into the fight and he just demolishes his face, and like, you know, this is obviously, you know, you can't glamorize that kind of brutality, and you know, Scorsese doesn't even try to. And it really reminded me of Fight Club, how like, you know, I wanted to destroy something beautiful, and I was like, come on, Fight Club, they must have taken from fucking Raging Bull.
Right, everyone takes from Scorsese.
I know, that's what
everyone takes from Scorsese.
Watching these films, I was just like, oh yeah, everyone just takes from Scorsese.
He really is like one of those filmmakers who's like one of maybe the last tethers to like some of those great filmmakers, because he's so influential, he's so widespread.
Yeah, he's
also just so well established.
Yeah, but he can like, you know, do any genre of film and make it a fucking banger. Because I honestly think it'd be hard pressed to watch two of his movies and like if you had no semblance of like film like styles or whatever, like if you watch two Wes Anderson movies, you'd be like, oh yeah, these were made by the same guy. If you watch, I don't know, two Zack Snyder movies. Yeah, two PTA movies, two Zack Snyder movies, you'd be like, oh yeah, these were made by the same person. But if you showed them Raging Bull and Main Streets, or I don't know, Raging Bull and Cape Fear, I'd be like, what, the same guy made these movies? Like, it's the way he adapts to whatever the story needs. That you know, he's never like, oh, we need a flashy one here, we need a flashy.
Or even just like Raging Bull and King of Comedy, which were you know, two movies made side by side.
Yeah,
not side by side, but
well,
next to each other.
like one after another. But yeah, like,
but just the fact that like like the style is there, but it's not something that's like
Because he doesn't have like
he's not like, he doesn't place as much stake in it. To him, it's all about,
it's all in service of the story.
yeah, it's all about like what's the best shot, and I feel like it's not even as much a style. It's more just like, you know, sometimes he'll choose to do like wides that are kind of one-ers for a while in like some of his movies, like things like that.
Yeah,
But they're not like, they're not indicative of a style
Yeah.
in the same way that they are for other directors who just like, hey, like I like using this shot and I'm just gonna do anything I can to use this type of shot.
Yeah,
Which definitely happens with some other directors.
yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Where it's just like they're
Yeah.
so obsessed with like a technique or
Yeah.
in film that they'll just force it in regardless.
yeah. Well, PTA's he's famous for having long tracking shots, and like, I mean, I personally I like PTA's films, but yeah, you can definitely tell like, oh yeah, this makes sense. See, like if PTA made this film because this is like a staple of his type of filmography.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Scorsese doesn't have that because he's just each of his.
And it doesn't always have to be a bad thing.
No,
it's
no,
like,
no,
it's
not
like
at
when
all.
Sam Raimi,
It's just I think
when
it's
Sam Raimi turned Spider-Man
Yeah.
2 into fucking Evil Dead.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Famously, but like it's not. It never has to be a bad thing. But it's
No,
just
it's just I think
it
it's
shows
just,
what Scorsese's like real priorities
yeah,
are.
and it speaks to why he's so revered as like a creator, because each of his films do feel so different, but they're all still of that same high echelon quality because they're still so well crafted, even though there is
Yeah.
no like concrete style to them. This like if anything, the style is just good fucking movie, which is what
Yeah,
what
literally.
they are.
Yeah.
Except for maybe Hugo, I don't know. I don't want to watch that one.
I'll watch it one day.
One day.
Hugo and Boxcar Bertha, you know,
I don't want to watch Boxcar Bertha.
we've got a lot of years left on this earth.
You're right. We do.
According to
What
my
more
calculations.
podcast episodes? What
Got a lot
more
of
Marty?
marches.
Lot more Marty March.
More
Yeah.
Marty Marches. ...
Hell yeah.
Yeah, this movie's super fucking good. Also, the real life Vicky LaMotta is in one of the shots.
Oh, she is?
She is. She plays one of the serving girls in Jake LaMotta's club in Miami.
Oh, okay.
It's very clearly her.
That whole scene in the club where it's like,
Oh,
how old are you? And like, I'm 21. Like, I'll prove it. And like, he makes out with the two clearly underage women, and then like the
they're
morning.
not women, bro. They're girls.
Sorry, girls. And then like the next morning, the like FBI were like just cops.
Yeah.
Sorry, the cops are just like, do you know this girl? And he's like, no, I haven't seen her in my life. And he goes, oh, she's 14. And he's like, does she look 14? It's like, oh, bruh, you're going to
God
prison,
damn it.
and you deserve to go to prison. Like he's such a and also the whole aspect
And
of
when
you
he
know,
breaks the gems off the belt.
yeah, and like his wife being 15 years old when he first meets her.
Yeah,
Like-
that's not good.
Like, Jesus Christ. And, like, obviously gets her pregnant and marries her soon after when he's, like, obviously in his late 20s and he's already married. Like, just disgusting shit. Like, they're married for, like, 10 years and she's, like, 25 when they get divorced. Like, that's fucked up. That is so fucked up. This man deserves everything bad that happened to him.
It's just gonna, the whole episode, the rest of the episode is gonna be Alex like just shit talking.
Honestly, I think like this movie like is not funny. Like there's like very few funny bits in this movie. But one of the funniest bits to me is like when he goes to Vicky's, like, well, I guess to their house, but it's after she's like filed for divorce, and he's like, Vicky, please just let me in. I just need to get my championship belt,
Yeah.
and so he can pawn it off for bail. But rather than just like it clocking in his head, we're like, oh, I'm just gonna sell the whole belt because obviously the belt has value. I'm gonna take the shitty gems that they would have got for like, you know, like the shittiest gems of all time they would have put on this shitty belt. And like rather than just selling the whole belt, he's like destroying it to get these shitty gems.
And like
And I find it
plates are
so
going
funny that this
everywhere.
dumbass is like, oh, I'm gonna sell these gems now. And like, oh, even the pawn shop owner's like, bro, why don't you just bring me the whole belt? Like the belts are way more valuable. And it's like, yeah, that's what you get, you fucking idiot. Like, you deserve it.
But even the belt wouldn't have gotten him that much. Let's
No,
be real, but
exactly. But
How
like,
much
it
did
is
he need,
pretty
like,
funny.
10
It is pretty
grand or
funny to watch a
something?
man just like destroying
And
a
'cause-
little bit.
yeah, and because like
of,
you know, the only thing he knows is destruction. So him actually being
Yeah.
able to fix his situation by thinking rationally wouldn't have made sense. So him
Again-
literally destroying his only way out by destroying the belt is just perfect.
Yeah, but again, it's just another example of how you're getting a grounded portrayal of someone who has no regard for the cultural memory of them. You know, they don't have their regard for how the culture or how we as viewers will perceive it as, you know, we're watching a movie about this person.
Yeah.
Which is, again, just not something that is prioritized in other biopics. It's very much like, you know, like we got to respect the moments that made these people.
Nah.
Shit like that. I don't know.
Yeah, this movie ain't like
this
that.
This guy doesn't care.
No, this guy doesn't care, and so the film doesn't either.
Yeah, it's so good.
And it's so fucking good. I really can't understate, like, understate, overstate. I can't state enough how much I love that you never bathe in the glory of Jake. Like, it's always just skipping.
There is no glory, and even just the sport of boxing has no glory.
Yeah, I think it's just so well crafted, and the editing, of course, Thelma Shoemaker, she's just fucking killing it. Jesus Christ, did she win an Oscar for this? She fucking should have. If she didn't,
I think she's
because I think
is she only the editor in this movie, or is she?
Yeah.
Or was she for King Comedy? Or I think it was other people for the other movies.
I saw she did. I know she did most of Scorsese's movies.
Yeah, I think after a certain point,
she's done the others, but I'm talking about the specific two specific movies.
I mean, because I think at a certain point it was only her. Like, he would only use her.
Fuck, fair enough, bro.
I mean, yeah, fair, yeah.
She's good at her
as well.
Fine.
Yeah, that's again like Thelma Shoemaker, like just another person in Marty's entourage that is just like here.
Yeah,
I love when the best collaborators with a director all come together into one project. I always love that.
So
like
cool.
you got De Niro and Pesci, you got Schrader on writing, and you got fucking Thelma Shoemaker. Like,
peak, bro.
It's peak.
He's like,
it's peak fiction.
he went around collecting like the best crew, and he was like, "This is it, guys. We're making another movie."
It's I don't know. It's just fucking great. I love when like a director gets to just work on the one project, but they work with all the people that they have such a good rapport and like work so well with. It's fucking great, man.
It's fun.
Yeah, and the cinematography as well. Jesus Christ. The high contrast black and white.
It's peak. I honestly feel like this movie is like there's like a lot. I don't know how to describe it, but this movie is one of those movies where it's like I swear, like if you're on like film Instagram or film TikTok or whatever, even if you've never watched this movie, you'll have some understanding.
Yeah.
You'll have like some exposure to it of the shots because I've watched so many edits.
Yeah.
With like the Sugar Ray Robinson.
Yeah, the title card.
The shot with the title. It's like because
The
this
ti-
movie's
yeah,
just got like
The
such
title
a
card is
card
so
is
good.
very
The
nice.
operatic music over the slow motion. The slow motion in this movie, I honestly think is probably the best slow motion that like a director or editor has ever like implemented into a film. Like, it's the best use of slow motion I've ever seen. It's just so fucking well
good.
used.
Yeah, it's properly like just the way that it like really amplifies like that like it's got like there's a cerebral quality to the fights. The way that the camera will spin, like just all these like movements that like make it this like a cognitive war. Like, I don't know, it's just so it's just so in the minds of the characters. Like, these fights, they're not like these public spectacles. He doesn't fucking shoot them like a Rocky movie. You know, they're not Rocky.
I swear, I'm probably confusing this, but I swear Raging Bull was like the first boxing movie to actually shoot the fights, the boxing within the ring. Or was that a fun fact for Rocky?
That was probably Rocky. I feel like Rocky definitely did.
But I guess, you know, Rocky's so forgettable. But like the way that movie is shot is, I guess, forgettable in the sense that, like, I remember the fight scenes in this movie because, like, of how
I just remember
impactful
the
they
edits.
are.
I remember the
hard hitting they are.
The like boosh.
I mean, the cuts of like like the blood splurts of just coming out of their like chins and
Cool.
foreheads is just
Temple.
cinema.
Yeah, honestly, it has to be the reason why this movie's in black and white. Because, like,
bruh, more films should be in black and white. I don't understand why they're not. Black and white just looks so. It just looks so
Helpful
fucking
going
good.
to-
Black and white.
fucking Iron Claw as well. Like when Iron Claw like had the first
Yeah, yeah,
scene in black and white, like, oh, like this Raging Bull.
yeah. Like that high contrast black and white, like the very
Yeah.
very little like grey tone, just very much black and white, and there's like the hard lighting that you can get with it. You can cast. There's a shot of Jake when he's in prison and like he's beating up the wall,
Oh,
and it's like one of like only 2 scenes where he's actually like self-reflective, and like there's a bit where he sits on the bed and he's basically just all in shadow, and you can only see like the very edge of him. Like goddamn, goddamn,
goddamn boy.
goddamn.
Yeah, I know
Actually,
the part in that like prison cell where it's just like you have no one to take this out on, bro.
yeah.
Son,
And, like-
and he's
and,
just
like,
like, yeah,
and
I'm just
so-
gonna beat the wall.
Yeah.
He's gonna beat the wall up, and then like, and because he has no one else to take it out on, he does very, very briefly, like look at himself. And it's like he says like you idiot, like you can't do anything right, or you can't have anything good or anything along those lines, at least he says.
Yeah.
But like that's like basically the closest he comes to introspection. And actually, I think it's one of the
Yeah.
first fights that he has, and like he knocks the guy down, but the other guy's like saved by the bell, and Jake loses as a result. And Joe Pesci's like really fucking upset in like the changing room. He's like throwing chairs and shit. Like he's upset, like
Yeah.
that they robbed us. Like, how could you won that fight? But like Jake is just like I've done a lot of bad things, so maybe things are like catching up with me. And it's like the only time in the movie where he's like admitting
Yeah.
fault of his own, and it's like for 2 seconds.
And then he
And
proceeds
it's-
to do worse things.
Yeah, I know, and like I find it so funny that like this this animal, this raging bull, is just so I guess he is capable of that introspection, but like he just refuses to.
There's also
Go
the part,
into
like the only part of the movie that is actually like pretty emotional is when he is in the locker room after he lost that fight that was
and like he's crying
after
and
he
everything.
threw a fight.
Yeah, because
Just a shot of him just like crying in like the train's arms, and like
Yeah.
everyone in the locker room is like so fucking distraught over
Yeah.
it.
and because like
Just-
we were saying earlier how like he doesn't really care for the sport or like the art form, because he's so willing to just like pawn off his championship belt, and like that's very much true. But like also in that moment you can tell that like in a way he does definitely care about it, or at
He
least
definitely does,
or at
but-
least he does care about his image at least.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
he
well,
says like,
I
"No,
think it's
I-
more
I
just
never
the
do this."
integrity of the. Oh, sorry, what are you saying, Jake?
Because like after that happens, he's like, Jake LaMotta doesn't bow down to no one. He doesn't throw fights
Yeah.
for no one. And, like you can
Yeah.
tell like he's so upset at himself for like going down to that level to throw a
Yeah.
fight.
Well, yeah, and because the ending monologue as well is reflective of like he's essentially blaming his brother and also the mob for like telling him to throw the fight. He's
Yeah.
passing the blame onto them for that whole.
But I
That's
think
the
it's like for him, it's like it's one thing for like to like lose the title or whatever, but what you can tell that for him when he throws that fight, he's essentially like in his worldview, he's like breaking his honor code.
Yeah,
This is like him doing something that is just like
yeah, and I guess it's him doing something for someone else as well. Like it's not what he wants, and because he's so used to getting what he wants.
yeah, but he is throwing a fight that that is like I feel like that's kind of justified. It's like he is doing the wrong thing, and he knows he's doing the wrong thing, and he hates
Yeah.
that he has to do the wrong thing, and he kind of that's part of like I guess
Well,
like
'cause
why he
Because even
ends up had like blamed his brother and stuff.
because when Joey first, after he's talked to the mob boss and whatever, and like the mob boss has explained to Joe that like, your brother has to lose the fight, and then Joe explains it to Jake, and the way Jake takes that news is like, oh, they want me to throw the fight. Like it's very much matter of fact, like, yeah, sure, I guess I'll do this. Like he doesn't even seem very taken aback by it. Like
Yeah.
because he tells him when they're at the pool and it's raining and everything, and like even then he's not like, yeah, okay, I guess that's what they want me to do, and then obviously after he actually does it, I guess I don't know, it hits him. The
Yeah, it's like he doesn't think
ramifications.
before he acts. He just like he acts on impulse, and his impulse and instinct is not good. He should not be trusting either of those
I
things.
think it does. I think it's also I don't know if it's at that moment, but I'm pretty sure like he immediately gets like barred or something from boxing
Yeah,
for a
'cause-
while.
Yeah, there's an investigation to like.
Because he didn't even try to like throw.
No,
it,
because
like,
it's very,
he just-
because they hold the purse from him. They don't pay him. They investigate the legality of like you obviously got bribed or something to do this, and I think he has to stop boxing for X amount of time. But he comes back and wins his first fight anyway, or something.
Yeah.
But again, it's hard for me to remember which fights he wins and loses because again, you don't see any of the victories. So like, it's because all of his life was a losing battle anyway. So
yeah, he's just a person
fantastic movie. Fuck, bro,
this movie's so fucking good.
So
When I'm chilling at the function and someone brings up movies and I stop being the antisocial weirdo.
Real.
So
I can impose my
Ready to
knowledge
pounce on someone about Raging Bull.
Hey, I watch movies better than you. So with that in mind, you gotta trust my opinions.
You gotta listen to my recommendations.
If you watch movies better than the people in your life, then this podcast is for you.
And if you don't,
that should be the tagline.
We'll teach you how to. We'll show you how to love movies.
We'll do a masterclass. It'll be on the Patreon.
Yeah, but that's on the $5 tier.
Oh yeah,
you're gonna pay more for that one, alright?
Of course.
At the $1,500 tier, we will personally tail Robert De Niro until he gives us an opportunity to act.
Hell yeah.
in one of his movies.
We'll kidnap him
alongside him in a film.
We won't ask our best friend Marty, but because
no, of course not.
Oh, we can do that to Marty as well. We can tell them all.
We can do that to.
They all live.
We can do that to a bunch of people. This is actually. We probably shouldn't be talking about this, but
at a $2,000
talking about committing crimes.
We'll invite you to our Discord.
Our very
exclusive Discord.
Discord. Who uses Discord? No, I don't use Discord.
I don't use it either.
I don't use Discord.
But,
very good movie.
But for Patreon,
for Patreon members, we'll do it for you.
Patreon. We'll get Discord again for you guys.
If you can name the one film in history that has a commonality of every film that we've talked about, and you message us, we'll give you access to the secret.
Yeah, there's
Patreon.
a hidden.
It's called Hellfall.
It's called Hellfall. Did you say
yeah.
Hellfall's coming soon, guys. Alright, it's coming soon. The script's almost done.
It's coming, guys. This doesn't make any sense to any of you, but
it's a teaser.
Us, so
it's a teaser. Okay,
it's a teaser.
It's coming. The script is currently at 80-something pages. It is get hyped.
We'll send a photo of we'll send a photo of
the front page.
Of the front page. We'll put it on the Patreon.
Patreon exclusive. If you want to read the front page.
Hell yeah.
Alright, let's all stop talking about
I know. Okay.
Anyway.
Get back to the
Raging Bull. Is there more to talk about? There's a Pabst Blue Ribbon ad. I thought that was hilarious.
So did
I did the DiCaprio whistle and point at the screen oh my god, Pabst Blue Ribbon.
I actually had a Heineken today.
Holy shit.
Heineken! Fuck that shit!
Illegal. I know, illegal. It was so crisp. It was fucking.
I wish I had
frosty. You're not allowed to drink
anything. I barely drank the other night. Alright, that didn't count.
Okay.
Anyway, the movie is good. I'm actually kind of curious now who did the score. I've got to search this up before we close the discussion.
Yeah, I don't know.
Surely it's some guy who's done all the best
John Williams. No, I don't know.
John Williams.
Actually, wait here. I'll say right here. Why didn't I just click on this? So the score was done by. Oh, it doesn't say. That's so annoying.
I think it's more of a soundtrack anyway.
Yeah, that makes more sense because the opening
it was curated and produced. Yeah,
because the opening title sequence with the slow motion and the title card in between the ropes and the slow motion operatic music. By God, one of the best title cards I've ever seen.
Oh, immaculate!
So good,
man. It's so fucking good, man.
Good, and the acting, of course, is fantastic from everybody. Oh, that's right. John Turturro is in this movie.
No fucking way. Where?
And the dance. It's when Jake's married. When Jake's married to his first wife, and he wants to go out and see Vicky. And so Joe takes him to this dance, and they're there for 2 seconds, but they go down, sit at a table, and on that table is John Turturro is talking to another extra. I'm like, what the fuck is Joe doing here? And there's other people.
Oh, he's there. That's so
other people
fun.
from Sopranos, just all about this.
Yeah, I know.
Obviously other Scorsese movies. There's people, and it's just a bunch of little cameos. I know these people.
I was waiting for Sal to tell Joe Pesci's character, "Hey, go get your fucking shine box."
That would have been funny.
Go get your fucking shine box.
That would have been funny.
It's so funny. I know there's just Sopranos actors everywhere. They're all part of the same cloth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I like to think anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, seeing John Turturro, I was like, holy shit. Because I swear I did the same thing when I first saw the movie as well. But like it was extra vivid this time around. But yeah, I don't know. Do we have anything else to say?
No, I think we've just about covered it.
Nah. Give that shit a score.
Well, Tess, it was your pick. It was your
You
pick.
go first.
I guess you go first.
I'll be honest, I was kind of waiting for the social pressure of what you guys would pick, but I will set it. But I'm gonna give it a 4, I reckon.
Yeah.
But again, like King of Comedy, it's that crisp, like it's like that
Peach
crisp
iced
Mountain
tea.
Dew for you.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's like
It's
that's
fucking, like-
same kind of real solid, fantastic, great film. 4 out of
It's
5.
really
Like, this is a
solid.
movie.
This is a
you know?
movie, guys.
This is a movie.
Really
Yeah.
good 4 out of 5.
You ain't never watched a movie like this
Yeah.
before.
Like I think of like an 8 out of 10, 4 out of 5. Like I think like the perfect like
That's a perfect
like, yeah, like,
quality
and like the
grade.
perfect
Perfect,
like
great
representation of
movie.
that type of score is like this kind of movie, or like I think Bound honestly is like the perfect like 8 out of 10 movie, and like I guess Bound and
Yeah,
Raging
true.
Bull I guess on the same level. That can't be right. I have to rewatch Bound, but that movie's really good anyway. I
Bound.
recommend
yes.
Bound, but yeah, Raging Bull. Jacob, what
8.
did you say?
It's 8. It's like much like King of Comedy. If I were to punch it, I would bounce off.
It's that
It's
solid.
that solid.
Look at that. 2 12 out of 15s twice in a row.
Pretty
Not
good.
bad.
Pretty good
Nice.
track
Not
record.
bad. Pretty good. Will the next movie be any good?
So, my pick is a movie I shockingly haven't seen before. Taxi Driver, directed by Marty, my best friend.
Classic.
This also crazy thing. It stars Robert De Niro
Who would have thunk it?
and Jodie Foster, who is not of age.
What?
That is
Interesting.
That is
She's a minor.
That is her most
Um,
defining character trait. Yes.
It's just
God,
you know.
that's fucking crazy
Anyway.
as heck. Anyway, what's the movie about?
So, the movie follows this veteran by the name of Travis Bickle who suffers from insomnia. So he gets a job as a taxi driver, but he drives nights in the streets of New York in the 70s, which, crazy enough, is a horrible place to be at night in the 70s. And then like he goes through some shit, and some bad things happen to some people and him.
That's probably
What the fuck was that description, bro?
that's
What
probably
is
the
this?
best description I've ever heard of Taxi
What is
Driver.
this? The Odyssey?
How do you talk
Honest-
about this movie without spoiling it?
Just say he drives a fucking cab, bro.
Yeah, I said that. And then that's like most of the movie, and then I had to like give a little taste of the end.
Well, yeah, that was probably the best intro to this movie that we could have had. So,
Yeah.
yeah, this was Marty's first like massive success. It won the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival.
Yep.
You know, heavily revered film. I know Tess has called this film a masterpiece multiple times. So,
Which it is.
And is he wrong? Nope. He's not wrong. He's not
Nope.
wrong.
yeah,
I
So,
watched this movie, and I swear when Martin Scorsese put his hands up and said this is cinema, he just watched Taxi Driver. He watched his own movie and said this is cinema.
yeah, like this guy makes a good picture. He's a good picture maker. This
Who
guy.
is he? Who made this movie? I did.
What the?
Wow.
Why is my
He
name
should have a
up on the
career.
screen? Yeah, but yeah, this movie real solid. Paul Schrader
better than solid.
famously wrote the script in
Indestructible.
like 2 weeks, and as such, made famous the man in a room type films of like solitary, lonely men, and like the whole
He's the world's
narration.
loneliest man.
yeah, God's lonely
Oh,
man.
God's lonely man. Fuck. I fucked it up. I tried to memorize the line.
That's okay, Jacob. It's
It's not my strong suit.
But yeah,
he was super depressed when he wrote this. Or was like in a bad place.
He was like, I think he was either like gonna write this or he was gonna like commit a crime or kill himself or both.
yeah. I can definitely see that that line of thought coming through onto the page.
Yeah, and it's hard. It's weird to say that it almost enhances the movie. It adds this realism of like suffering. Like you really feel the suffering. And it's like he was putting his emotions and feelings and what was happening in his head onto the page, to which Robert De Niro and Martin Scorsese brought.
Well, yeah, that's why the script exists.
Yeah.
I don't think he would have written it at all if he wasn't
thinking these things.
If he wasn't feeling his feelings.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when you're broke and you're living in New York and you're like you're broke and penniless. It's like the Norm Macdonald joke. I was broke and I had no money. When he was broke and he had no money and he was living in like an apartment and like he probably had to make something to do to make some kind of money. But yeah, Taxi Driver. It's like one of the most famous character study films, you know.
I was broken. That's all past history now.
Yeah. But this is like we were talking about. I don't know, it's fucking some character arc shit in the other films or like character study. But this is like the pinnacle like character arc. I keep saying character study film. Like Travis Bickle is like the guy to look at when you're talking about character studies.
Yeah, he's such a boring cunt.
I know, and because
he's so boring.
And because you're given so much information about him, but like again, he's like somewhat of an unknown still. You don't know entirely what he's thinking, and like you can see his line of thought, but you can't entirely see like his rationale in doing some things. And I find that so interesting.
Yeah,
like him.
He like stalks people, or like he stalks the campaign.
Well, the candidate, the president candidate.
Senator.
Yeah, because like because he sees crime all over New York, and he sees it festering, and he sees it as scum that needs to be washed away, as he says he actually says to the candidate, and then through just I don't know his own twisted mentality, he's like, I guess in a way to absolve this world of some kind of scum, I have to take out an authority figure. I'm now going to like try and kill this political figure, and it's like through some kind of twisted mentality that he justifies this act. And I find that so interesting, especially because like other than that, he's kind of he's I guess a moral person, but he's like he's a conflicted.
Sense of justice gets twisted.
Yeah, like he's a very strange person.
Travis Bickle.
Like I would not want to interact with this man.
No, I'd be kind of scared. I'd be like,
I would be terrified.
Don't talk to it.
I would be fucking terrified. He could literally be laughing and talking to me, and then like the next day I see him, and he's got a fucking mohawk. He's got glasses on. He's reaching into his jacket. It's like, oh my god, he's about to shoot me.
Although he does that like so clearly, and he goes, "Oh shit," and then he takes off.
Yeah,
he's like, you busted me.
You
got me. And then he takes off to go commit more
to go kill some pedophiles, which I commend him.
He could be killing worse people.
You're right.
He could be killing. Oh, I guess he could be killing better people.
Kidding. I guess well, I mean, I understand what you mean by killing worse people, as in like he could be anyway.
Worse.
He could be killing
people he could
kill. Good people. I understand.
Yeah,
anyway.
I'm sure the audience understands too.
Fuck me, that was a good line of thought. That was that conversation.
But pedophiles are. If you're gonna kill someone, a pedophile is a good one to
a good place to start.
Yeah. Not commending any violence, by the way. We do not condemn any violence. We're not supporting violence.
This is fucked. This is gonna get fucked. This episode. But yeah, I like throughout the film, Travis is being built up and he's building himself up as a character, and he goes and buys this arsenal of weapons. He buys this Magnum revolver that can,
because Martin Scorsese says it's a good way to kill someone. So he's like, I gotta get that.
Oh, okay. But yeah,
Marty's
like the
character.
gun salesman says to him, like, they use this to hunt elephants in Africa. So, like, he goes through this whole rigmarole of getting an arsenal of like, essentially like indoctrinating himself into this thought process of, I am the harborer of justice, essentially for this world in a sense. And then
Yeah, it's only I can bring real
yeah,
change.
and then I think a really big part of that whole thought process is when he's in the supermarket or just little servo, and a robber comes in and starts robbing the store, and then he kills the robber, and then he's shaken by that act, but it's like I think in a way for him that like justified his goals and motives, because like I perceive this criminality and scum in the streets, but I've now also confronted it face to face and like dealt with it. And so I think in a way that was like bolstered his thinking and like, oh yeah, what I'm doing is right because I actually did get rid of crime in that sense.
Yeah.
And so then he goes up and tries to kill the politician, but then he also goes up and kills the pedophiles. But I think a really cool part, if you can say cool, is that after he shoots Harvey Keitel for the first time, he like walks off and sits down for like a second, and then gets up and continues. And like it's like even after he's convinced himself of everything, he's like, oh yeah, I need to take a break for a second because like I'm killing people.
Yeah.
Like at least that's what I think he's thinking. But like,
but
you know, then
that. Like,
yeah, because like he shoots him and then it's like, oh well, I just like kind of shot a guy, and then like he sits down and is like, okay, this is kind of crazy. And then he just gets up and keeps going.
I have to see my my way through.
Yeah.
I can't just like he's killed one person, so he's got to kind of see his full vision, if you want to call it that, through. Like he needs to he took it upon himself to save this this poor girl, Iris.
Yeah.
Iris.
Yeah, Iris. Yeah.
Yeah, Iris.
And I love the kind of use of red in this movie, and like how it's kind of like I feel like you see more and more throughout the movie as it goes on, and it all like leads to this like big bloody shootout. It's like kind of like, you know, it's like a slow building, like, oh shit, you know, all this red and whatnot, and then it ends red and bloody, and that's cool because there's a lot of red.
Yeah,
in the movie.
I guess I actually didn't really pick up on the build up of that.
It's just that's just a testament to how good Marty is. It's like, okay, he probably had that. I don't know if he even thought of that, but I don't know. There's too much red throughout the movie for it to be a coincidence.
Yeah,
like it has to be intentional.
Well, I guess yeah. Whenever like it's maybe red's on the screen, it's like signifies like a morale, something in his life is being questioned, or that's a morality type thing. Because like that whole conversation with the other taxi driver, and it's about
the wizard.
You know, the wizard. Yeah, he's trying to
Frasier.
Yeah, he's trying to explain to him why. You know, he's trying to explain to him that he kind of feels lost, but he can't express it exactly.
Yeah.
And so the wizard's just saying like, you work at it, and like your job, you become your job, and your job becomes you. And I think it's really interesting that at the end of the movie, after the shootout, after he survived, and on his wall it's got the clippings of news articles, and it says, taxi driver saves young girl, and like taxi driver does this and that, and it's like, obviously it's a news article, they'll use this unlikely hero's profession to describe him, but I don't know if it was intentional, but I think the fact that they label him as this taxi driver does this thing is like, it kind of does signify that, like, yeah, I guess in a way he is just, I guess, a summation of his job.
Yeah, because and
because
exactly right.
And because the film's like about identity, of course, and like being very lost, and because Travis is very lost, and having that identity as a taxi driver is like, ooh.
And it's also cool that a taxi driver who has to know his way around the city is a very lost person. I just like that, like mirror of it. A guy that has to know his way around life is lost within his own life.
Yeah,
that's so cool. It's so cool. I don't know. I just love that. Like, I don't know what you'd call it. Mirror of
the irony.
Irony. Yeah, irony. Yeah, I just love the irony of.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
it's cool.
And yeah,
Some
and
cool
you know,
stuff.
anytime, anywhere. Such a good line at the
Anytime,
beginning.
anywhere.
1-3 caps will get you there.
Holy shit!
1-3 caps, 1-3 caps.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that ad about?
I guess
Taxis.
yeah, taxis. Travis Bickle's gonna come pick you up
Oh, 1-3 cabs, yeah.
and maybe
yeah.
shoot you.
One of
And
these
you'll-
days, I'm gonna get organized. You mean organized? No,
Yeah.
organized, like those ads.
It's the joke.
Then he has a fucking poster of organized on his wall.
Oh, does he actually? I
Yeah,
don't think
he
I
I
noticed
didn't
that.
notice that.
That's so
He
funny.
does. He has a fucking poster of the organized on his wall.
That's so funny.
Because he's a loser. He doesn't have. He literally
He doesn't have
doesn't do anything.
Doesn't have any belongings or
He
anything.
just watches porn and eats bread cereal.
It's so fucking foul, the shit that he eats. Because like every time I've watched this movie, which is like quite a few times, I've been like, what is he fucking eating, bro? Is that milk with bread and sugar and alcohol and maple syrup? What the fuck? And like he just scoffs that shit down. And
He
it's funny
loves
as
it.
well because like that scene happens after he's like, I'm gonna be clean now and like, you know, no, I'm gonna expel all toxins from my body.
Oh, I
It's like,
swear it. No,
bro.
I feel like that's before.
No, it's after.
No, I think it's
He's eating
after,
that shit
yeah.
after he says that. Like, you know, it's that montage of him working out, burning his hand, and like it's
Well,
him
and then he
narrating
eats
that,
it.
and
Oh
then he
my
eats
God.
that shit. It's just like the way. I don't know. It's just something about his character. I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
there's a
love
lot
how
of.
kitted up he gets too. He carries like 3
He's so
guns. He's got a
kitted up.
knife. Like he's like, I need all of these. I am the savior of the people. I need a 44 Magnum
It's so funny
and
as well.
a
Like,
knife in my boot.
yeah,
But he uses all of them,
He
which
does.
is cool. Like at the end, not
like
cool, but
Chekhov's gun, I guess.
Yeah,
But yeah, like that
Not
whole
cool.
That's Chekhov's arsenal.
Not cool, bro.
yeah, but like that whole montage of him like suiting up, making this contraption for his arm and like sticky taping the knife to his
That
boot.
was so cool.
And then
He's
like it cuts to him like a fucking idiot in his bed with like his overcoat and like he's super uncomfortable on his bed with the light on. It's like this like Harper of Justice is also like kind of, you know, he's a loser, like you can't even like be comfortable at home.
Yeah,
But he
this-
could just take it off to sleep. But
it's
it's
just-
like it's
yeah.
like that burden that he's put on himself. He's like, I have to be ready. I have to be
Yeah,
ready to go
essentially, yeah.
at a moment's notice.
Yeah, and good because then like, you know, when he first meets up with the other taxi drivers, the other guy asks him like, you know, do you hold a piece on you? And like he says, no, I don't need to, I don't need to carry a gun. But then later he obviously is carrying guns with him, and he even uses one on you know, the civilian robber. And so like, you know,
Yeah.
he's like, he does I guess have that mentality of I need to always be ready.
And that point,
well, that's in.
that point that you made earlier, Alex, about that civilian robber getting shot, and it almost like confirms to him that like he can be the one that like saves the city from the scum. Like that store owner kind of like justifies it to him. He's like, "Oh no, you're good, man. Like, go,
Yeah,
I'll
'cause
deal
he's-
with this."
yeah,
It's like
yeah,
almost
exactly.
like it's like the shop owner gave him like permission. in
Yeah,
a
'cause,
way.
like,
to
yeah, like,
him, he
you
would
did
have
the
seen it
right-
as permission.
Yeah, because like you did the right thing. You helped me. Like I'll like pay you back now by like taking care of this.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he does not pay for that drink. It's so funny. He's like, "I'm gonna take this anyway."
Yeah, that scene in the middle of the movie, I guess the middle, like sort of in the middle of the movie where he's talking to the wizard, that like kind of represents I feel like it's kind of like where Travis kind of loses his way. It's after he, you know, fucks things up with Betsy,
Yeah,
and just that whole, I really love that scene because it's like it's the most honest Travis is about his life in the
Yeah.
entire film. It's him like opening up in like, you know, in a messy like unorganized way. He can't really piece together
yeah,
the best, but he's trying to basically explain that like he feels a lot of discontentment in his life. you
Yeah.
know? He's really unhappy with where he's at, and like he feels like aimless.
yeah.
And and then Peter Boyle just tells him to like, oh, you know, like you just like, why don't you just like go party or something? You know, you're
Yeah.
young.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to become your job from now. You know, I could have bought my own cab, and
Yeah.
but yeah, I feel like it's a great scene because it's just shows that he does like try. That's like, I feel like it's a thing that for me is like makes him one of the most like empathetic film characters, and certainly like for me the most empathetic character of the three, like
Oh,
of
yeah.
the three
Oh, yeah,
protagonists we
definitely.
talked about.
Yeah.
Because he does he does try to like correct himself, but
Yeah. And 'cause-
eventually he just finds himself down a path that he feels he can't leave from.
Yeah. And I guess as well that the way he tries to express himself to the wizard, but he just can't find the words or even, it's like the emotions to actually express himself. Also, I guess speaks to the fact that, when the veterans came back from Vietnam, they were just tossed aside and just, left to, left to their own devices by the government. And so I guess the wizard's saying, just do these things that other young people do to, fill that hole in your life, and to feel content is like, you're not actually addressing the issue.
and-
It's just,
And it's like he never
Yeah.
really experienced that stuff either. Like, probably. Like, he doesn't really
Yeah.
know how to be young and have fun. He just, like, fought in a war. It's...
Yeah, but it's an interesting point that Peter Boyle, like the wizard, he tries to tell him that the way that you can break routine and get out of these patterns is to just do the same routines that everyone else does.
Yeah, just to
Like at the end of the day, he's just telling him to like be a part of society.
Yeah.
And to do the things that other people in his position in society do.
Yeah, and that obviously doesn't help him.
Yeah, it doesn't help Travis because Travis feels very
very
insulated from everyone else, and he feels like isolated and even in like real life, relevant up until today, like every person is an individual, and people need personalized interventions or any kinds of methods to like pull themselves out of things. Everyone's different, and so he of course he's not going to get any like sound advice out of that.
Yeah.
Out of just being told to just be put like find his place.
Yeah, and like
that feels impossible for him.
Yeah, and especially like in the case with him and Betsy, and like he's he says like I'm not really into music, but then when Betsy mentions music, I mean, yeah, he doesn't. I mean, he doesn't even listen to the album that he gets her, but I guess it is that attempt at normalcy and like doing what what everyone else tries to do, and he tries his best at it, but yeah, just because of his social not anxiety, social awkwardness and his reclusiveness, that he can't I guess adapt to that reality of life. If that meant anything.
Yeah, it does. But it's also like it's also interesting because there's a lot of bad that's happening around him. So it's like I feel like he kind of struggles to find the good. Because like an example of that is like just like the streets around him, the child prostitution, and then like Marty's character who's like he's like, oh, that's my wife up there. I'm gonna go kill my wife. He's like not really exposed to like the good side of humanity. He's kind of just there's just so much bad shit that's happening around him that he kind of doesn't really want to fit in. It's like, is fitting in really mean to like do horrible things? Why should he fit in?
Yeah. And I guess that's the whole God's lonely man type thing, because he's like solitary unit that is different. That that swims the opposite of everybody else.
Yeah, and you really find Travis in the details of his life, because I think like something that this film does really well is that like production design wise, like the set design and all these like there's these like mountains of like little details in Travis's life, like the posters on his wall, like the way that his apartment is laid out. You glean a lot from a person from like the way they live. And Travis Bickle is a character who we see him in his natural environment like plenty of times, and it's always like a great way of seeing like how fucked his life is. And then added to that is like the things especially the things he does in his apartment. It's like where a lot of the monologues take place is from the perspective of him writing his personal diary in his apartment and practicing these monologues and possibly things that he wants to express to people before he kills them or tries to make change. And there's all these like funny shots where he keeps like turning toward the camera. That's such a good fucking scene. he's like turning towards the camera saying, "Listen, you fuckers, you," and he like keeps stumbling, and then it like
Yeah,
and it's like keeps rewinding almost.
Yeah, and because obviously, like you said, he's writing. It's like it's a narration of what he's writing down. But even in his narration, he's like stuttering over what he wants to say.
Yeah, just like perfect exemplary of how like not just damaged he is or deluded, but just
disillusioned.
I don't know, just like isolated.
Yeah,
Yeah, and just like out of touch.
Yeah, and especially when he's watching the TV for like the final time, and he's holding the Magnum revolver and he's leaning the TV with his foot, and then eventually he knocks it over and it like crashes and burns, and he's just like, you can just tell like he's just I can't remember what's on the TV exactly, but I think it's somewhat like a romance
it's something about a woman leaving a guy she's married to.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. And it's like, he's just completely disillusioned with life. And, he can't escape anywhere.
Yeah, for sure. And that's like kind of the power of this movie is that, I mean, when I first watched it, I was definitely drawn to Travis much more than I would have liked to admit.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the power of his character.
Yeah, well, that's
very relatable.
Yeah, and that's like, the whole aspect of him being like the character type of like lonely men doing, like lonely men on living their own lives, like, being very insulated and like being Sigma males, and like, all those themes being completely misread and whatnot. And like Travis Bickle is like the first of those types of characters.
Yeah.
And so, especially when you are younger, and if you are, I guess, a male and you are lonely, you can very much see yourself like, oh, yeah, I relate to this Travis Bickle guy. But then as you mature and grow, and if you rewatch the movie, you realize like, oh, this guy, I can see why I related to this guy, but he's also incredibly unhealthy.
Yeah, that's very true.
And also just the ways that he chooses to complicate his worldview. And the ways that he most likely projects some of the hurt and the pain that he observes in the world onto the way that he continues to see it.
Yeah.
Because there's no like, he doesn't allow himself that what would you call it, that refuge, like that he's always just like, he's
solace?
Working nights.
Yeah,
that solace, I guess. Like he continues to intensify like the evil things that he believes of the world. Through his behavior, which I feel like is to me like, as someone who's like loved this movie for a while, it's something that I continue to go back to, in the sense that when I first watched this movie, very much I found that, I found him justified. Like I thought the things he did were valid in some cases. I thought maybe his behavior could be viewed as extreme, but I definitely could see that, he was justified in doing some things he did. But as I've grown with as my view of the film has kind of grown, like my perspective on it, I've kind of realized that Travis is kind of a person who also just chooses to believe like harmful things. He continues to believe harmful things, and I think that like there's like a real lesson in that like you do have like control over your circumstances. You do have control over like the way that you might even see the world, but if you continue to be a Travis, then that's never going to happen.
So what do you then make of his rationale to then like try and assassinate the political candidate? Because he even admits then like he knows like nothing about politics. Like his initial avid support of the candidate is purely because Betsy works for the campaign for him, and then he does a complete 180 and he's like, oh, I'm gonna now try and kill this guy. Because I think about that whole aspect of the film, and I wonder, like, I try to think of like what was going through his head to actually make him go, this is like what I'm gonna do now.
Yeah, like I have to kill this guy.
And like, was it a way of like getting back at Betsy somehow, or like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. It's got that.
I think that for him it's I think that for Travis it's just like this. I think that when he actually is talking to Palpatine, Palpatine,
Palentine's his name, isn't it?
Palantine.
Yeah,
When he's
Palentine.
talking to Palantine, I think he's kind of lying. Like when he's actually in his cab,
Well, because
that whole like veneer of admiration for Palantine,
of course.
I think is a complete. That's a
Yeah,
complete act.
because he's just. I guess he would just be regurgitating what he's seen at Betsy's work, and because you see that whole facade of, I really respect and like what you're doing, sir, and then he goes into what he actually believes, and it's like the vile, like, there's scum everywhere, like it needs to be cleaned. It's like a sewer, like the way he was happily describing Palantine was just a facade, but then the way he goes into his actual beliefs of this like city is like scum, is like you can tell like this is what he actually believes.
Yeah, but that, I think, again, that's just part of that psychology of the character, where he's very much just someone who chooses to view things in a narrow-minded worldview. He won't ever really acknowledge like the good in the world, or even like when he breaks up with Betsy, like for him Betsy's just like, he just like disregards her after that. He doesn't want to consider, it's not just that he doesn't want to consider his actions, but he also, like, in order to like vilify her, she has to be framed through the context that she's just a part of the wash of filth in the city. So I think when Travis kind of makes like the choice to like want to kill Palantine, I think that it's obviously like, it's kind of to show the audience that like, don't believe in this guy. Like, this guy's not someone who you shouldn't
look up to him.
You shouldn't look up to him, because I think if it was just the end at the end of the movie, if it was just that
killing,
does
make sense actually.
It could have definitely like it adds that conflict for the viewer, where it's like, like I guess like he's kind of justified in the end, but he also does this, which is kind of weird.
No, that makes sense.
And then like as you kind of experience the film a few more times, you kind of piece together as Palantine is just someone to take it out on. Really, that's all he is. But he doesn't care about Palantine. He's not like really. He doesn't give a shit enough. He's not dedicated enough to actual political change. For him, it's like, it's not about how can I engage with like this person who, I've actually got like kind of a degree of rapport with, I guess. Like, I've spoken to this person who's like part of politics. I could actually kind of input some of the things that I believe in. I could work alongside Betsy or Tom, or like I could be a volunteer. But for him, like, it's too complicated for his worldview. So it's easier for him to just simplify it as, well, this guy is kind of close to power and he's in my reach, and there's still nothing being done, so I'm just gonna kill his ass.
Okay. I can.
And like I feel like if he had killed Palantine, he would have just been one of those like many cringe like shooters who end up like releasing manifestos or something. Shit.
Like
Because like I think the biggest like comparison point with King of Comedy is that this movie is definitely like relevant as fuck. Like, the kind of person that Travis Bickle was basically a portent for many kind of people in the media, and problematic people who do really fucked up things out of a sense of warped justice.
Yeah, that's a good take.
So that's my take on it anyway. It's fucking cold in here. Sorry, I'm so cold. I've been shivering the entire time. I've been trying to make that
was a good point. You did well. You're either like boiling hot or freezing.
Oh, I have no in between. I'm never regular temperature. I was hot the whole day in these clothes.
But that's a great point. I think the point of showing him doing something irrationally and also like obviously bad, and then showing him do something, I guess, morally right, would be a good way of creating a sense of like, this guy does do a good thing, but he is also like, you still can't just say like he's a good person who did this heroic act. Like, he's still very much a flawed person.
I think that's kind of like correct. Like you can tell Paul Schrader probably knows that. He maybe gives like too much vagueness in some cases, but I mean it's definitely for the better, I think. But I can see how he could have maybe made that narrative choice out of that. It's also the fact that like Travis Bickle, this is like probably this is from like some reading I did years ago, but like Travis Bickle is like very obviously like racist, as well. He has this like particular alienation towards African American people.
Like there's that bit. I think it's right before he talks to the wizard or something, but he like stares down this guy that's walking the street. Like there's
a couple of those parts where he's just staring at these African American dudes, and he's just like filled with hatred and this like
he's in the cab and he's watching them like these couples.
That's another quality of that movie.
Yeah, because he does say, to the guy who hires him, he does say those famous lines, anytime, anywhere. But yeah, I guess especially in the way that he lives his life, he would be very influenced by. I mean, you don't see it in the movie, but I imagine at least he would be influenced by media and things like that. And so, I guess seeing reports of crime and then seeing crime committed by African Americans, he would get that.
Well, he would be, but it's also probably the fact that because he travels, he has such a broad range of locations. He's probably going to a lot of low socioeconomic areas, and those places were historically filled with more African American people. So he probably associates scum with like A, prostitution, and B, other races of people.
And when Marty's character is in the car and he's like, my wife slept with an African American. He uses a different word, but he's like, my wife slept with an African American man, and like Travis is like, oh, he didn't actually do that.
Not even. I think he's just
he's completely silent and like stone faced the whole time. But that's like an in your face example of like, like it kind of adds fuel to the flame of his racist views.
I guess of like the black man doing the bad thing or something.
Yeah, I think it's that classic like victim mentality that Travis has, and that's why like he's such a rich character to kind of grow alongside with in a weird way, because like again when I watched this movie, like there were definitely more things I agreed with. I've made this point, but I'm making it again because as you grow up you realize that Travis Bickle is like he's such a pathetic person. And he like projects all these like horrible things on other people, and he's just like such a fucking loser. And he's like, I'm God's lonely man, and then like writes a letter to his parents.
And like he's completely lying in the letter.
He's like completely lying. And like you're just a liar,
it's kind of
bro.
And I do think it's so funny that when people mainly like white men look at these type of films and look at characters like Travis Bickle, look at like Fight Club, and they look at these obviously like flawed and shitty people and like losers, and like they take away everything
wrong.
Like the media literacy is so bad that they take away everything wrong, and they admire these characters who are clearly made to look wrong because they are wrong.
I hate it when they go, oh, they're just like me for real. You live at home with like, I'm assuming you probably live at home with your family, your loving parents, and you go, oh, this is me. I am the loneliest man on the planet. I'm a loner. No one loves me. It's just...
Yeah. And that's why like Travis is like so like, if you grow as a person, like you can see that he's not like, he knows he's a bad person. That's the thing. You can't like, there's like, I feel like there's some contradictions in his character where it's like, even the porn thing, like, yeah, sure, he can be that dense that he takes Betsy to a porn film, right? Or it's very likely that with some men in these kinds of, that have these kinds of mentalities, certainly like in our present day and online especially, that like he kind of was just wanting to push that because, it'd be cool if I can get a chick to watch a porn with me because maybe she'll have sex with me because that's all I value women for, really, at the end of the day.
And then he tries, he tries to hit on the attendant at the actual porn
And then he buys
at the porn
popcorn.
theater, and then she's obviously having none of it
Yeah.
because she would get so much of that, and yeah, so it's like a vain attempt
Because
at
only lonely men
hours.
would go there, so she probably gets hit on all the time.
Yeah, she would
by
see
these
that.
lonely men who are hoping for something.
Yeah, she would see that archetyped everywhere.
Yeah. But I think that the Travis Bickle, like Travis taking Betsy out to a porn film is very like similar to how like men will go on tangents about how women are like shit and like, oh, like, you know, I date women and there's just like vain and, you know, they're out like they're all shit and whatever, and then you learn that like the I don't know, like the values that this person has, or even just the way that they treat them on like the first date is just like
and
so fucking stupid. And it's like you can't blame another person just because like they're gonna choose not to take your shit, you know? Like I don't know, I feel like it's kind of similar thing.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, and it's like that. And also, yeah, like how, you know, I assume as well that we only hear it once that he's writing to his parents, but like I assume that he writes to them at least somewhat frequently.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I guess a few times a year, but if he's writing to his parents, it means that he at least before going into this rabbit hole of loneliness and this echo chamber, he probably had a good relationship with them, and they, you know, would have done their best to raise him as well. And then he's just twisted all of that into his own mock up of like, oh, I have to lie to them now about my whole life because otherwise they'll think ill of me or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, it's part of that lie of like, oh, I'm a lonely person, or
that whole idea
BS.
of being incredibly misogynistic and hateful, and then like having a really loving mother or something like that. You know, something really contradictory like that. And it's like,
but it's sad because it's
of course.
it's still relevant. Like it's still relevant because you got like the manosphere and stuff online. Like I was watching like the Louis Theroux manosphere documentary the other day, and there's a part where this fucking guy just goes, you know, as a man, you're born into the world without value. You know, and it's like, who the fuck actually believes this fucking shit? Like, there's no way you believe that, bro.
Yeah, it's like this whole alpha male craze.
It's like, if you're a woman, you have value because you're gonna be beautiful, and it's like, doesn't matter. It's like, what the fuck?
How you say, Tess, like, you know, our men were born with no value, and like you said earlier, this was off the podcast, but that man's mother, you know, carried him for 9 months and then took care of him as he grew up into his adulthood. It's like, you know, you inherently have value.
Yeah.
The ones that didn't have value got aborted. Like,
I mean, yeah, exactly.
I mean, being brutally honest, they didn't see the light of day. If you were born, you have value.
Yeah.
It's just this constant victim mentality. And then these same guys, like the Travis Bickles of the world, they get on the tails of like homosexuals or trans people, and they try to say like, oh, they're like, look at their struggle mentality, bro. Like, oh, they're always trying to pick a struggle. It's like you're the same fucking person, but you're even worse.
Yeah,
you're actually worse. You're picking on people who face real prejudices from dickheads like you.
Yeah,
and then you're like, you as like a normal fucking average guy, you can do anything you want in your life. You're gonna sit there and pretend like people fucking view you as nothing unless you have $1 billion and all the women in the world.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not fucking true. Like, you're hurting your own self-esteem by thinking like that.
Yeah.
And Travis Bickle is that person.
Yeah, he is.
You know, he's that person. He can't like just take Betsy out to a nice date somewhere. He has to fucking try and take her to a porn theater because he wants to have sex with her. He doesn't care about her. He just wants to feel that thrill. And then when she denies that kind of like too forward approach, he tries to reframe it as like, oh well, you know, it's because I'm lonely. It's because she's just part of the filth of the world. It's like, no, you actually had a connection with someone who was genuinely trying to understand you, and you're just too dense to like clock that maybe she actually wants more of a development, but because you've probably got these pre-written like sexual, you know, these sexist views, like, you get what I mean.
Yeah,
I'm just rambling.
Like, and after, like, you know, she like rejects him and everything, he kind of tries to dehumanize her.
Yeah, exactly.
Get through it. He's like, oh, she's bleh. She's bleh. You know, I don't want to.
Yeah, because doesn't he?
I don't want to talk to her. She's evil.
Yeah, because doesn't he say in that monologue while working out in the in his apartment, doesn't he say something negative about her character? I swear,
yeah, something like that.
You know, like to distance himself from trying to be with her. He disregards her entirely, so he can easily differentiate fuck that bitch essentially, and so he's completely just disconnecting himself.
Yeah,
and like justifying his his actions.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like the whole movie is just about it's about a person who really like is trying to trick you as an audience member that they have the right in how they should deal with their problems. But like we know that like the way that he's trying to deal with his problems is not healthy at all. And I feel like the way that, especially like with Iris, like obviously like it's good that she's escaped her situation, but it's also, let's not forget that like aside from all like the sexual trauma she would have experienced and stuff, there's also the very real graphic trauma she experienced by being in a situation where all of a sudden a man came into her room and killed someone in front of her, which is horrible.
Because she's, in that right before he blows the last guy's brains out, she says, "No, don't." She screams out, "No, don't kill him." And then obviously he does. And then like this specimen of like, oh, he's the coolest like guy, like he represents everything I believe and stand for. He then immediately tries to kill himself.
Yeah.
Like Travis tries to blow his brains out. It's like your hero is like so refusing of accountability and like change. He's like, oh yeah, I've done this somewhat good deed now. I'm just gonna kill myself now. It's like, yeah,
I've fulfilled my purpose, which again is scary, but it's kind of similar to like when, I don't know, like this is kind of a reach, but it's like when the Columbine shooters fucking killed themselves. It was like this extremist mentality of like my mission is fulfilled, my purpose is fulfilled, like I'm gonna die by this deed.
Exactly.
It's just fucked up.
It is fucked up. They're
cowards. Like Travis Bickle, he tried to take the easy way out, but he failed, and then he
then like the famous image of him raising his hand to his head and pulling the trigger like 3 times. It's like one of the most famous images of this film is of the main character imitating suicide. It's like this isn't a figure you're meant to look up to, and the film very clearly states that in my eyes.
Yeah, I think so. And unfortunately, like, and it's also just like through the reflections of Marty and Schrader, like years later, like we've seen them like in interviews and stuff still state that like, yeah, it's kind of sad that people are like modeling the behavior of this individual because like he's fucking evil.
Yeah, that
really is crazy.
He's fucking not a good person. Like, and we made the movie. We're telling you that. Please.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop leaving it up to your own opinions. We're telling you that this is bad.
Yeah. Like, they're like, even though like they make it, they clearly state it so like artistically and expertly in their own film, they still have to do the fucking Frank Herbert thing and be like, please do not.
The Frank Herbert thing. That's so funny. Had to write a whole fucking book telling the audience they were wrong. But yeah, like when the author of the work has to say like, this is what I meant when I made this piece of art. It's like, yeah, like take their word on it. Obviously art is subjective, but like if the author shows their authorial intent and explains it, it's like, I don't know. You're probably wrong if you think contrary to what they say that what it's actually depicting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm usually more in favor of like the artist anyway. Maybe it's like the coward's way of looking at art, but like I like to think that if someone has reasons in their life for why they choose to do something in their art, it's kind of fucking important. I like at least a little bit. But anyway, good ass movie.
It is a very good movie. Yeah,
there's like a minute of silence there. There was a minute of silence for the film.
I'll cut that shit.
Alex is gonna like cut that silence out and it'll be like It was like minute. What minute?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what
Like, we
you know.
spoke about that movie for like 50 minutes. Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's fucking beautiful, man. I didn't even get to talk about the fucking
Yeah, the
atmosphere or the
atmosphere,
music in
music.
this film.
We
They're both
can. Oh, the
immaculate.
score, the opening title, opening theme of this film.
Alex, on Monday, I was listening to that fucking score in its entirety.
I've listened to. Oh, is that what you're listening to? Oh, yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
you said you listened to soundtracks. Yeah, but yeah, I've listened to this movie's score so many times.
It's so fucking
It's so good.
They get so much juice out of like the same theme,
Yeah, I know.
but
It's
like not in
crazy.
a bad way at all.
No,
Not in
like
like a
they use-
derivative way.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. They use like different parts of the same song. Yeah, it's great.
It's kind of a perfect score, honestly.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, It's
The
got,
way
like,
that he makes it feel like you're exploring, like it's almost like you're exploring an area of the same song,
yeah,
but there's like depth to that.
yeah,
Like it's like
and because
there's parts where the film is still doing the same the same thing, like
yeah,
that theme,
and because
but doing it in like a softer rendition for like different scenes.
yeah,
And then there are even scenes where it's like you can tell it's kind of got that twinge, but it's like plucking out like a harpsichle almost,
yeah.
which is like echoing this original theme, but in like an entirely new way.
yeah,
It's fucking crazy shit, bro.
yeah.
like damn, you can tell this dude fucking worked on Hitchcock films. God damn, this is talent.
Yeah.
Right here. I'm pretty sure he did. Anyway.
I mean, it would make sense that he did. But
yeah, the atmosphere is movie immaculate.
fantastic.
I want to live in this film. I love the fucking parts where he's just in the taxi
I
cab.
know.
And, like, the mirror is like
the review mirror. Yeah,
And it feels very real because it was very guerrilla style. This
yeah,
movie
definitely.
was made like they filmed like without permits on the go.
Yeah,
Like, a
definitely.
lot of the shots, like when you're in the cab, was them just hiding a camera, like recording the streets. Like you're actually watching people go by their daily lives.
Yeah, of
Like,
course,
Of course, it's
of course.
atmospheric because you're literally watching. Like you've been transported to the 70s. This is what the 70s.
yeah. Well,
New York
you
looked
can
like.
tell there's even like some of those like great like walking
Yeah.
shots where like the camera is just like at the
Yeah,
waist.
yeah.
It's like why the fuck's at the
Yeah.
waist? So some of these shots probably because like
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
just
like,
walking
we're gonna
around.
hide
Yeah,
this
yeah.
shit. They know me. They saw Mean Streets. That's what Marty was thinking the whole time.
And because
Yeah,
and like
it's-
whenever it's scenes like that in films like this, where they obviously just like they're running and gunning and just shooting wildly without
Yeah,
permits.
It's fucking great.
Every so often you'll see an extra go like they'll do a double take and go, "Is that a camera?" But like
Yeah.
they'll keep walking because what do they care?
Yeah. But it also kind of works, especially if they're in the cab. Like people, like he's driving like slowly through these streets. People were like, "What the fuck? Why is this guy slowing down near me?"
Yeah.
It doesn't really take you out. It doesn't take me out, at least.
No. I wasn't saying that. No. Yeah, like it just adds to it. Yeah.
Adds to the atmosphere.
But yeah, you can feel the griminess of 70s New
Oh
York.
yeah, grimy,
Yeah,
gritty.
and apparently they filmed it when there was like a massive. There was something to do with litter and garbage.
like
was
a-
just like not
Like a
being
strike
cleaned.
or something. Yeah, I guess that makes
something
sense.
happened, and there was like extra rubbish already as they
Yeah,
filmed.
because you either see really idealistic and like beautiful shots of New York, or you see like dumpster fire,
grime.
like this looks
Yeah.
like hell on earth, and there's like
Yeah.
no in between. And I think that's so funny.
And it makes sense that like Schrader wrote this while living there. He was probably like, "I fucking hate this city." Like he's like expressing how much he hates like the way New York was at the time.
And Marty loves it.
Yeah, Marty
Marty
loves
fucking
70s
loves
nightlife in
it.
New York.
I think that's a great aspect of bringing out the dead. Like the way that Marty like shoots New York in that movie is just like this place is fucking crazy.
Oh, I can't wait to
Ne-
watch that movie for the
Next Marty
podcast.
March.
Next Marty March.
That's
Next
so
Marty
dot,
March.
dot.
We got a lot of marches on my calendar. I checked the calendars, and there's a lot of marches.
Okay, that's good.
There's
Thank
a lot,
God.
okay, that's good. I'm
I thought
glad
that-
we're not gonna run out any.
I thought they cancelled a few, but that's good.
2028
March
is still up in
cancelled.
the air, but 2029 is confirmed.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
But,
this movie.
yeah. Taxi
This
Driver.
movie's fucking good.
Good.
I want to live in
Good
this movie.
movie.
After I think my feelings of like I don't know, like kinship or like just like the aspect of liking the movie that was like for Travis because I know he's a piece of shit now, they transferred to just like the energy and like the atmosphere of the movie. Because I fucking love it so much. I want to live in this movie.
Yeah.
Oh, and also, as like a completely side note, but I have a Blu-ray. I have like a Blu-ray edition of this film, and the extras it has on this film is fucking crazy. It's got like a making of documentary. It's got so many behind the scenes things. It's kind of insane.
Oh, that's cool.
And Tass is like the biggest fan of this movie, and he passed on buying this. And I was like, oh, I guess I'll buy it if Tass
I
didn't.
just didn't like the cover.
Bro, there's so much shit in it. It's fucking crazy.
I need a good cover.
I have a Blu-ray
there's
as well,
Martin,
but I don't know
there's
about...
Martin Scorsese and Schrader commentary. There's I think just Scorsese commentary, and I think there's just Schrader commentary. It's like fucking crazy. There's the amount of shit on it.
That's like something I'll put that on like when I'm doing chores one day. I'll buy it and just put it on for chores.
Yeah,
that'd be good.
But yeah, anyway, I just wanted to like say that like, yeah, it's good special features on this movie.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But yeah, good movie.
Good movie.
I guess maybe on to ratings.
Yeah.
I guess Jacob, it was your movie.
5 out of 5.
He's doing the cinema 5 out of 5.
Like this movie, I almost immediately put it back on, and the only thing that stopped me was that I had to watch King of Comedy. That's the only reason I didn't put this movie back on again. I'm still itching to rewatch it. Like God, this movie was just so good. I'm kind of glad I waited. I wasn't really waiting to watch this movie, but like I'm glad I watched it now.
Yeah, when you were had a developed
I wish
brain.
I saw it when I was like born, you know. Like I'm so sad I haven't seen this. That I've only seen this movie once. But man, it won't be the last. It won't be the last. So yeah, I'm giving this a 5.
Yeah, nice. I guess I'll go. Yeah, this is a solid 4 out of 5.
Damn, solid 4. You're dropping the solids.
Looking at like my previous Letterboxd scores for this film, I gave it a 5, and I can see why I did that when I was younger. But I guess because that would have been from a perspective where, like Tass, you was saying, like I would have, I guess, related more to Travis, even though like I know what he's doing is wrong, but I still related to him more, and that would have impacted my opinion of the film. But yeah, I think I don't know if I would call this film a masterpiece. I think it is very good. I think it's a great film. I guess I didn't glean the same kind of enjoyment I got from the other films that we've talked about. Like I can definitely see the value in it as a piece of art and the way it constructs its character and everything. But yeah, I don't think it's like a perfect film. I think it's just a very solid 4.
Interesting.
And that's, I guess, my hot take.
Yeah, I think that's pretty.
That's
pretty
a hot take.
That's a better hot take than.
I mean, he gave it a 4.
He gave it a 4, and that's a hot
We
take.
gave the other movies a 4.
Oh, it's just because I know that you guys love
probably-
it. Like, you both call it a masterpiece, and I don't think that.
Weird.
And I'm just so used to being defensive. I've built up this
That's fair
shell.
enough.
But anyway.
I don't blame you for building up a shell.
Yeah.
You get attacked relentlessly.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm giving it a 5 out of 5 as well. This movie was a fucking 5 out of 5 from like 5 years ago when I watched it. It's still a 5 out of 5 now. It's like one of my favorite movies of all time.
I can see why.
For sure.
I can definitely understand that.
And yeah, like anytime I fuck up in my life, I'll be thinking about Travis and why he's.
And then you'll improve on your actions. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
I gotta not end up
It's
like
a
that.
weird. It sounds like a weird tangent, but legitimately, like after I watched this movie, like for this episode, I haven't watched it in years, and like I had made some choices in my life a couple of years ago that I was not proud of, or at least a few years ago, and I think like thinking about it the way that I think about like how Travis chose to fuck up his life even more instead of just identifying the problem. That's just a very like valuable lesson to hold.
I guess you're taking the right lesson as well. You're not like doubling down on what you did wrong and like taking from Travis's handbook.
No, you can't do that shit.
Yeah,
bro. That's what
that's
Travis
good
does.
that you've that you learn as well.
Yeah,
and that's
and
what
it
other
kinda
people
shows
need to
how you
learn to
grow as
do.
a person as
Don't
well.
take this shit at face value.
Yeah.
look into the themes and messages of the film.
This guy is not
You
like
would
you.
not
Don't be
this
like
guy.
Travis Bickle.
It's very tempting to relate to destructive
Yeah.
characters who externalize the pain and like hurt you want to inflict upon the world, but just like find love and don't take it so seriously and stop blaming
Yeah.
women because they're
No,
really not the problem
exactly.
in your life.
That's right.
Focus on
Yeah.
other things, heal yourself. But anyway,
On that note,
on that note, this episode
that-
is
yeah.
over.
thank
and
you
then,
for listening to our first volume of Marty March.
Can we?
Yeah.
Yeah, should we all say that this episode is over, but in each of Robert De Niro's different accents?
I cannot
I-
do an
I will
accent.
not
I'm
be
not
doing
trying
I cannot do accents to save my life.
that.
I mean, you can. You
It's
just do it all. Ted. You do all
over.
the accent stats.
All right, this is Jake LaMotta. The episode is
Oh wait,
over.
sorry to interrupt. Are we mentioning next episode?
Yeah, we are.
We are.
Oh,
we're
okay,
getting
sorry.
to that. But I'm
Oh, okay,
closing
sorry,
the
okay,
book
so
on
you go
this
first.
episode
Sorry.
first. And then Popkin would be like, "This episode is over." That's pretty bad, but anyway. And then Travis Bickle would be like, "What would Travis Bickle be like?" I don't know. This episode is over. It's got some bad ideas in my head.
And now immortalized are those impressions.
Yeah, amazing.
Marty is he's happy. Marty is one of our subscribers.
Yeah, I hope
He
so.
is.
He loves us.
Yeah.
He's a different.
He's told us. He's called us personal.
Yeah, he just has an alias for when he's
Yeah.
engaging online with us because he doesn't want other
Yeah.
film
Martina
content creators to know
Martina Scorsese.
that we're actually his favorite one.
That we're his
And-
favorite one.
We're the favorite.
Anyway.
But anyway, For our
our big special 10th episode.
we did it, guys. I actually can't believe it. Fuck me, 10 episodes.
I know.
Crazy.
10 episodes.
Yeah, 10 episodes. Wild. How
That's
have we
crazy.
been here this long?
But yeah,
Crazy.
And it's gonna be a big one, a two-parter.
it'll probably
I
probably
believe.
be a two-parter because it'll be a long one.
No, I reckon it will be a two-parter, but
It'll be
we'll see
it'll be a
when it
two-parter.
gets- we'll see if
There'll be
it
a lot to
it
talk
all
about.
gets released.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll see if it all gets released within the time.
Someone
frame.
else can announce
I guess-
it. I don't want to reveal
yeah.
it.
Tess
You
will
guys want
announce
me
it.
to
He's-
announce it, or?
He's like the biggest fan of the property that we're going to be talking about.
All right, so about a month ago, we were in some person's backyard who we had just met. Me and Alex were.
Yeah,
At least
Jacob
Jake
wasn't there.
wasn't
He
Jake
didn't want to
was-
come.
I
Jake didn't
was
wanna come.
violently sick. I was
And
very
I
sick.
joke-
jokingly
buddy.
brought up the idea of watching the entirety of Neon Genesis Evangelion, the original 26 episodes, and the end of Evangelion movie as a special episode for this podcast. And to my surprise, Alex was somehow fucking on board with this fucking idea.
I
And
want
then
to watch
to my further surprise, Jacob also agreed to this idea. So from that hazy cigarette in some random dude's backyard in inner city Melbourne, we have now fucking reached this horrible set of decisions where we have to watch the entirety of Evangelion
and then
across 2 parts
and then talk about it coherently.
and fucking talk about it. But in all honesty though, this is like one of my favorite shows of all time. These fellas have never watched it. We're gonna go on the fucking craziest ride of our lifetimes. You guys are gonna see things that you would have never imagined with this crazy ass whack ass anime made by a guy who was really depressed. And yeah, it's gonna be fun. So that's the next episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't
The
know when
Big
it's coming
10
out,
special.
but,
Oh,
but it will
well,
come out eventually.
it'll be coming out 2 weeks after this episode,
Yeah.
and then
And
yeah,
part
I
two,
reckon-
we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Maybe a week.
yeah, part 2 I guess we'll do as
after that.
an in
Yeah,
between.
we'll definitely try and
bonus.
film them as
Yeah.
close together as possible, but
yeah,
we're going through a lot more content than we usually would
Yeah.
because it's a fucking
Because it's
it's a
because
huge
it's
show.
13. It's like 15 hours of content.
It's like 12 hours of
Yeah.
of shit.
yeah.
Like,
And
it's-
we average 8, so it's like double almost.
yeah, essentially. So get excited for that. I guess if you want to get
Forgive us.
binge the show along with us,
Yeah.
and then
oh hell yeah!
hopefully we'll talk somewhat.
This will be the
coherently about it.
first show Alex will finish in years. Or maybe ever.
That's actually no. I finished Smiling Friends a few days ago.
Let's go.
For those episodes go for 10 minutes. It doesn't care.
You're gonna get help with you. And you're gonna like, guys, I dropped.
I can't do this, guys. No. I watched Cowboy Bebop. I watched that shit in like a week.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, that's true. You did.
Yeah, everything like manga and like anime related that Tess has done, like given me, I've enjoyed. I enjoyed Berserk.
Yeah.
I didn't finish it, but I finished Cowboy. I finished Cowboy Bebop though.
He did finish Cowboy Bebop. You can give that, and that's the same length as this show.
Exactly.
Technically,
Yeah.
if you just take the 26 episodes,
Yeah.
actually, it's the exact same because there's a movie of that as well. Crazy.
You're right, actually. Yeah, you're right.
They're the
You're
exact
completely
same
right.
length.
Yeah. Maybe that'll be
for our 20th.
Yeah, I was going to say the 20th episode. No, that's crazy.
Nah, our 50th.
But
maybe we'll watch Cowboy Bebop.
Maybe.
Yeah,
It's not like
we'll
that.
see.
I think Jacob should just fucking watch it in his own time, considering he's the guy that likes fucking cowboys.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know.
It's kind of crazy you haven't watched the show yet.
In like year 9, and I held on to it for like 8 months.
You still have it?
No, I gave it back.
He gave it back to me, thank God.
Yeah, because I was like, Tess, I still have this. I didn't
I
watch
was
it.
getting very irritated that he had it. And he could sense it, so he gave it to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Classic Jacob. Did that all the time.
That was years ago. You've done that too.
Yeah, I know.
Countless times.
Countless. Actually, no, you're right. I do still have like 3 of your movies hostage. No, I have all of them.
3 of my movies.
I have all 4
you
of
had
them.
one of my Fantastic Four omnibuses, and you had all my Invincible.
Hey, that was during COVID. All right. I had them for like, what,
That's
3 or
multiple.
4 months?
I lived 2 minutes from you. We could have walked and met up.
We could have the restrictions, Jacob. That's so funny. I had them for like 3 months, and I read them all within like, I'm sure less than a month. And I was like, I'm just gonna hold on to these now.
You owned them longer than I
Yeah, I
did.
know, and I didn't give them.
We haven't done a proper outro
Yeah, okay,
yet.
all
Let's
right.
do an outro.
Anyway,
We'll
so-
release these.
So,
This has been
we'll-
Marty March.
Yeah, Marty March Volume 1. Marty March Volume 1.
Volume 1.
Done.
Episode 9.
Okay, Marty March Volume 1, Episode 9.
Fuck's
Done.
sake.
And then I guess we'll see you next time.
In 2 weeks, next time.
We'll
In
be
2
talking
weeks
about
for
anime.
We're talking about anime.
Yep. Talking about anime.
It's gonna be
Alright.
fucking amazing.
This has been Jacob.
And this has been Alex.
And Taz.
Okay, bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
Spoilers for-
Spoilers for